That hurt.
I'm tuned in like crazy, and I'm pretending like I know what they're doing, and I'm,
articulate and intelligent.
Greg's a bitch. That's all.
I find them offensive as hell.
I've never been a fan.
Yeah, fuck them.
Terrible! Bad! Not bad! Oh, pretty good. Okay! Decent! Fair! Great! I loved it!
This sucks.
Yeah, you really gotta wonder how the stuff gets made.
Welcome to the Straight Red Card. And we're launching the Titan tonight. That's probably not a good thing to say.
We're releasing the Kraken, right?
The Kraken, not the Titan, because that Titan shit didn't work out real well. Did you hear?
Titan's Greek anyways, man. We need the Kraken. Kraken seems more Caribbean anyways.
Yeah, but did you hear now they're theorizing that they have the data that it actually started sinking at some point? Yeah.
I wasn't put two together there.
So it rose for a while, and then it sunk. But the problem is that one of the ends was heavier than the other, so it sunk like this. And they all piled on top of each other as they headed towards the bottom of the ocean, like piled on top. That's how they died, and then it imploded or whatever it did. Anyhow, I don't know if that's true.
Everybody should have entered that compressed tube with a cyanide pill in case shit hit the fan.
I know you brought up cyanide pill last time.
Just finish it off instant.
I mean, really, you're going to pop that before you know for sure you're not going to be rescued?
Yeah, here's what would have happened. It's like, water's really getting in there and everything like that. You're like, we're gonna die. Crack. We're surfacing.
You got. Oh fuck! I already took it. God damn!
I'm like fluttering above my body, going, motherfucker.
Here comes the rescue team. Yeah, no, they had no hope.
Holy Brett would have waited.
Let's be really honest. They didn't have much hope. By the way, did you notice in Lavelle's interview on Herc's show, Herc and Seb's show, forget Seb, that she looks like a young female. She's not going to like this probably. She looks like a young female Conan O'Brien. I'm not kidding you, dude. Watch it. Her eyes, like this whole area, and this, it's like, holy shit, that is 23-year-old Conan O'Brien.
Clean shaven or bearded Conan?
Clean shaven, obviously.
You never know.
Rose does not have any beard going here like me. Oh, by the way, yes, 29 is joining us later on the show. For the first time in 20 years this weekend, Brett, I played with a brand new $300 fucking driver. Golf. And guess what? That shit's a lot lighter than my 20-year-old driver. And I was hitting the ball 30 yards longer and not swinging any harder than I used to. Played really well. So, yes, new technology.
When you improve upon technology, how much it actually improves.
Man, I'd have to buy a whole new set now. But I don't know if I want to do that because I've been using these pings for 20 years, and I'm just used to them, And I don't know if I could play good with the new set. I would have to go out, I guess, on and test them. By the way, the guy that who was in our comment section, like, yeah, Derek, of course you aim on corner kicks. No, you don't fucking aim. No one aims. By the way, when you're kicking the ball, your head is down, so you can't aim. You pick the general area, the specific maybe general area that you think the player is going to be, and then you hit the corner kick or you hit the set piece, because guess what? Your head's going to be down. So it's about your feel, your touch, your muscle memory. That's what's important. Not aiming. It's not darts. And even in darts, you don't really aim because aiming is bad. All right, there we go.
I don't know. We talked about that, and I don't know. But you're the dart player, so I'm going to take your word for it.
No, I mean,
I feel like everybody's pretty fucking accurate. What are you, 220s and a bullseye? Ding, ding, ding.
Okay, let me tell you the difference. When I'm trying to hit a triple 20, I'm looking at the triple 20, right? And I'm throwing at it, but I'm focused more on my motion as I'm looking at the space. I'm not aiming, because if I go, I'm going to miss it every time, because I'm not thinking about the
throws a dart from their eye.
The motion. I'm not thinking about the motion, right? That is how you do throw a dart. like
Through
that.
the eye?
Don't do it like my mom. She's still throwing like this. Oh, like a fuck. She's
I like to
throwing
grab
a
the
fucking
back end of the
hatchet.
dart and just fling it like a knife.
I'm trying to teach her how to play, and she's throwing these things like she's throwing a fucking hatchet, and that is not working because they're going like 10 feet into the board. She can't get the darts. She's like, oh, these are stuck so far in. Yeah, because you're throwing it like a fucking baseball, Mom. Chill the fuck out.
Good news, Derek. Jeff's on your side. He says you put it in a good spot, let them go onto it.
That's right. That's right. It's the same thing with sex, right? You don't aim. You try to put it in a good spot, right? If you aim, then you're way too focused on like a specific spot. You got to get anyhow. This is something Aaronson
into the oops wrong hole videos.
Well, you got to have a little general idea of where you're headed. Yeah. Because you don't want to end up in territory that you weren't invited into. The turd in the background says, welcome to the straight red card. We beat our pesky neighbors from the north. If Canada won, my wife could blow our Canadian neighbor. If the U.S. men's national team won, she'd blow me. Well, good for you, buddy. Woo! Woo! I hope that happened for you.
Finally, it's paying off.
I mean, she's such a slut. She's probably really good at blowing, too. I'm just kidding. You don't have to be a slut to blow. Seriously, don't. That's just normal shit, right? It's just normal shit. Right. I mean, you expect most women to perform that particular activity.
You ever see the original Clerks?
Yeah.
Movie. So there's a scene in it when they're when the main guy and his girlfriend are talking about their sexual past and stuff like that, and he's like, oh yeah, I've had sex with like seven girls or whatever it was. And she's like, I've only had sex with like 2 guys. And he's like 2 guys, prude alert. He goes, yeah, I usually save sex for the people I really love, blah blah blah. And he goes, I can't believe you've only had sex with 2 people. She's like, well, I've done other things. And she talks about how many people she's actually blown. And he goes, how many people was it? And she goes, 32. Just I'm number 32. And she goes, 33. Oh my God, you've sucked 33 dicks. Oh, and they get this huge fight. She storms out and he opens up the door and goes, try not to suck any dick while going to the parking lot.
Well, that was like that chick I went out with when I was in my early 30s or late 20s. Remember? She's the one who said
I don't remember, but
no, she claimed she was a virgin.
Oh.
But she had anal sex at least 20 times. So, I mean, all right, you're a virgin. Congratulations. And you only want me to, yeah, okay. I get it.
No, I remember talking with this person.
Yeah, yeah.
I think this is the first person you probably didn't use their full name ever.
You know why, Brett? Even though I did earn a bum, I don't remember her name. Because that was the first and last time I ever went out with her. Because she turned out to be kind of a weirdo. Anyhow, all my earpieces are falling apart as we do the show. Look at the little rubber thing that you put over the tip, like it's an ear condom. It's come off. The tip. I'm having unprotected ear sex right now here, live on TV. I mean, this earpiece could go off at any minute and fill my ear. All right. So that's all I really have. Oh, by the way, I did want to ask you, did you have to look up the word incorrigible?
I just figured you'd tell me. I hear it. All I can think of is insufferable.
It's someone who can't be corrected. Like somebody, so in this case, Lalas, he can't be fixed. He's unfixable. No matter what you say to him or what he hears, he's always going to be what he is. He's uncorrectable. That's incorrigible. It is sort of a negative, has a negative theme. The word is sort of a negative thing, obviously. But I wondered when I wrote that down and I took the picture of the title and I sent it to you like I do every day before the show and said, here's the title of the show. I wondered, I wonder if Brett knows what incorrigible means. But
I could have given a stab in the dark, but it wasn't worth it.
You could have looked it up before putting it out. You have a lot of trust in me because if you didn't know what it meant,
Eric, this show is tied to your name as well as mine, so I'm not. I have no shame. You can't pin that on me. I'm like, whatever.
I didn't know what it meant. He just sent me the title. I typed it
I
in.
typed
Fuck
words
him.
in internet.
It's that asshole, not me. I didn't have anything to do with
Want to
this.
finish the turd so I can get him off here?
Oh,
Like his wife
29.
did, apparently.
So you can get him off here. All right. 29 is also joining the show. Hey, Diego, you're banned from the U.S. men's national team camp, as was our friend Tact. Remember when Tact went to the practice and fucking the turd came up to him and told him he had to leave? I mean,
What the turd actually did?
Yes.
Man.
Cameraman came up to fucking. I believe it was Cameraman.
And Filippo still doesn't use his actual God-given name. I mean, when I say God-given name, I mean the one that we've deemed him, right?
Filippo. Yeah, I mean Silva. I believe that was the name that he got to get in to the practice. But once he was in, Cameraman picked him out and had him leave.
No. My point was that Filippo refuses to use the turd's God-given name that we deemed his God-given name, of course.
I don't know if Tact has ever called him the turd. I really don't. I know Pete has. Pete has called him.
Oh, he has? He started doing it?
Well, he quoted me.
Oh,
Derek, who refers to Michael Cameraman as the turd in the background. And yeah, so I don't know if he's in trouble with that, but apparently just being associated with this is enough to get you in trouble.
You're on that podcast with those straight red dudes, right?
Jesus. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Oh, by the way, I did send messages to both Pete and Tact this morning and let them know that my left testicle was absolutely fine. Yeah, I told them I clipped it. And Tact said, "Oh, that's good news, thankfully. Otherwise, oh no, I can't read that. I can't read that. Shit, my bad. Sorry, not going to read that. That's private conversation between Tact.
I believe that the rest of it was like, fortunately, otherwise you'd have one testicle like me.
No, it was more of a stab at somebody that we all know.
Okay.
A personal jab.
That's good that you didn't just read through that stuff.
And I'm not reading something private, a personal jab at someone else that, I mean, he can do that on air live himself. I'm not doing it. Jeff Pettibone, $10. Thank you, brother. We do love you, even though your name, in fact, because your name ends in bone. I think that's badass. And you ever have a girl ask you, Pettibone, what's so petty about your bone? And you're like, there's nothing petty about it, baby. All right. I haven't given you money yet. Here. That's awesome. Thank you, Jeff. Nothing petty about that gift at all.
Jeff said he's heard all the jokes.
Oh, I'm sure he has. You got bone in your name. Did you ever think at one point, Jeff, like you might want to change how it's pronounced to like Pettibone? That doesn't really sound really good, but you could. I mean, it needs a T at the end if you want to go Bonet, you know, or Boney. Boney? No, Pettibone. That's a strong name. It's a strong fucking name. What?
I got rid of the bingo cards. Now you go pull bingo cards again. Here, perfect. Bam, nailed it.
Okay.
All right. Before we bring Diego in, let's go through the bingo cards. So cover your screen.
You ready?
And
there they are.
Sharing them right now.
Pirates in the stream.
Card one.
That is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong?
Might want to take this one. It has Derek Sings on it.
Sail away with me to another world where we crush the Caribbean. From one goal to another.
All right, Derek, you are good to come back, and I am going to bring Diego in.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Diego, put your pants on.
What's up?
You're muted, man.
Hey, I like this close-up view, man.
There you go.
This is good. Diego, how are you, brother?
High as balls.
What?
High as balls.
Hi. Oh God, I thought something was wrong with your balls.
No, well, not yet. Hopefully later, but not yet.
Derek, Big Hairy Jake wants to know if that's Ghetto Superstar you were singing. We were talking about that just before the show, actually.
Yeah, no, I'm singing the old version by Dolly Parton and that guy with a gray beard. What's his name?
Derek Ritchie?
No, Dolly Parton and what's his face did that song, but it was written by Barry Gibb. The song's written by Barry Gibb.
Do y'all want Gio in my chat? Do y'all want Gio here or no?
Yeah, bring Gio on.
Bring Gio.
Which Gio?
Yeah,
Who? Gio Reyna?
Gio's my dog.
His dog, dude.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got Gio.
Dogs are always welcome. Before Gizmo died, he was on a lot of the shows.
Someone just commented, "Bring Gio on." I said,
Yeah.
I thought you meant Gio Reyna.
Dude, he's so tiny. He's like this big, so it's like hard to find him. You know.
Oh my God!
I don't really know where he's at.
Thank you, everybody. Yes, Kenny Rogers. So this is interesting because actually you're going to do like the full run of our show today, right? 29, Diego.
I'm here for the vibes.
All right,
Yeah.
good. Because we're going to do our normal
Are you
show.
suggesting you're the Roll Don of the straight red card?
I see myself more of like a Kellen Acosta, but
Okay.
No, I like that better. It's
I'm more of an anchor, not a sideman, you know?
okay.
Anchor
Well,
line.
unfortunately, you probably didn't bring a script tonight, so the anchors read from that teleprompter thingy.
I have a teleprompter.
Do you?
Yeah, I just read the comments and then I just go based on that.
Oh, it's going to be a really interesting show then. All right, Brett, where do you want to start? When do you want to kick this baby off with all of us on the show tonight?
Let's hit your favorite topic and get that over with in the next 2 seconds here.
All right,
Not a whole lot
transfer
to talk
news.
about.
Transfer news. Everybody loves the transfer news, but me, I fucking hate it. But let's see. Might be some legit stuff tonight.
We've talked ad nauseum of Pulisic going to AC, so I didn't pull anything about him.
Yeah, that's a done deal.
There's the talk of Des sticking it out at Barcelona because Barcelona's missing a defensive offensive presence on that right side, I guess.
That is true.
So
thank goodness he got shipped off to AC Milan, huh?
He won't be in
What
the
a waste of a
basement.
year. Yeah,
At least he won't be in the basement at least for the next couple of weeks. Maybe after 2 weeks he'll be in the basement.
Yeah.
But he'll have AC for the next couple of weeks.
He was up in their little workout room with all the windows and the sunlight. It was nice.
Hey, he's not used to much daylight these days, man.
Yeah.
So you think Des is staying at Barcelona?
I mean, I've said for a while that Des was always going to. Who are they going to play there, bro? Like
Araujo?
I speak from someone who was high on Araujo and open to that transfer when it happened. After watching Araujo play live, I was watching him Saturday. Mexico played in Dallas, and I went. And then I watched him start last week in the second game of group stage. Oh my God, what's he doing there?
He's not very good.
He's not very good. Not Barcelona level by any means.
No way.
He could probably go play in a relegation team or in Belgium, and that's fine. But Barcelona level,
he's never been there.
He's never been there.
I'm an LA Galaxy fan, right? So, which is sad. Sad this year for certain.
Sad.
But I've been
You're
watching.
pretty good right now. You're like hot right now. But continue.
Well, we just beat LAFC. But, I've been watching this kid for a while now. I've never, ever understood the whole idea that he was going to be some amazing superstar. I never saw that. And the same thing goes for his compatriot who plays right wing. What's his face? Efren. I never saw him as a superstar either. And I just didn't, I never got it.
Have we seen him since he,
No, Efren has not been called up for anything since. No.
Efrain Juarez? Efrain Alvarez?
Alvarez, yeah.
That he lost himself, man. He parties too much.
Yeah, you can tell he's chunky like a Twinkie.
He gave it up. He gave up. Like, he just don't care.
I don't think he ever cared that much. He never looked like he did.
Much.
Yeah.
He's like a fucking folktale.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's ever going to amount to anything.
Interesting character, that guy. I've met him a couple times in LA. Very interesting guy.
Nice guy?
He's nice. He don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck about the game. Like,
yeah.
He got his first contract with you guys, and I guess he's going to somehow live off that for the rest of his life, because ain't nobody paying him next year when he becomes a free agent. Or when
USL all the way.
Maybe. Ain't paying you in USL to take care of your whole family. He also takes care of his whole family, so it's...
Yeah.
What fucked him is he has a baby mom who just drains him and doesn't really support his dream. Like, she doesn't give a fuck about what he does. She just wants the money to come in. You know, but he doesn't actually help him get.
Might want to start carrying then.
Might want to start. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the bad kind of draining. You know,
Yeah,
usually you're looking for the good kind of draining, but this sounds like shit.
I mean, I'm sure she drains them, but
well, she definitely has.
They have a couple kids together.
Yeah, and they're not married, so it's baby mama town. Yeah,
but yeah, whatever. But Araujo's not good, man. Araujo was. It took me 1 month of Gold Cup to realize he's not good. So
dude, when he played for the U.S. in the Olympics a handful of years back, before he made the one-time switch to Mexico, at that point I was sitting there going like, I'm not seeing what everybody's seeing here. And of course that was a couple years ago. He might have developed, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I wasn't seeing it. And then all of a sudden he got the rumor that MLS choked the transfer to Barcelona at the last second, and then he eventually got the opportunity to go. I still don't see it. Whatever.
Yeah. Next rumor.
Yeah, but that's he'll be there for the next couple of weeks at minimum. He'll be there for a tour. After that, if he impresses, maybe he gets offered. But there's no market for him, man. It is what it is. He's a great national team player, though.
He's a great national team player, Araujo?
No, Dest.
Oh,
well, I was still talking about Araujo there for a second.
Me too. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
He's a great national team player. I'm just kind of surprised that hasn't really panned out, at least at any level. I mean, at earlier levels, sure, at Ajax, but maybe he needs to go down to that mid-level team.
Dest has one offer on the table, and he should take it.
Is it Berlin?
Well, he had two offers on the table. It's funny. I should have started with this. He has two offers on the table, but he's not open to either of them. The first offer is LA Galaxy.
Yeah, I wouldn't take that.
They've offered. They were going to try to buy out a Chicharito's DP spot, use that money, give it to Dest.
Wow,
he's not trying to go to MLS. He's too young.
Yeah.
Second offer is back to Ajax to replace Jorge Sanchez because he fucking sucks. But he doesn't want to go back to Ajax either. He's not trying to go back to the Netherlands. So those are his two concrete offers, and he's not trying to listen to either of them. So.
It is Ajax, by the way. You can say whatever you want, though. I don't care.
Yeah. So he's not trying to go back there, but they want him back. Like they've made offers. They told Barcelona, we'll pay the money. They've offered him to pay him a good salary, and
he doesn't.
They don't put an official bid in for him. They don't put an official bid in for him because they know he doesn't want to go back.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's one of those things that you think that even if he's there for a couple of years or plays out a whole 3-year contract or whatever, still has Champions League ball available to him. He's going to have consistent playing time. He can redevelop his career.
It's real PT, but he'd rather just stay at Barcelona. So.
He's going to get paid more there at Barcelona.
Yeah, but I mean, he's going to rot on the bench.
Yeah, he will. Well, that's sad to hear. I was hoping Union Berlin might be a thing, even though I think he would have to battle for a starting spot there. But he's got a likely chance of making it. But all right. Well, that's too bad. We'll keep an eye on Dest and see what happens from here on out. And 29 will keep us updated on anything he might hear. Do you want to be called 29 anymore? You just want to be called Diego? You don't give a shit. All right, good.
It's so crazy to me that I respond to a number.
A number. I know.
I'm like, who's that billionaire's son that's a number? Is it Elon or is it?
Elon's son has a really unique name where it's
the Tesla one. Is that the Tesla owner? Elon?
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yes.
But
his son is named like XYZ or something.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah. It's really nice.
Same.
Yiz. His name's Yiz. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
All right. Next group.
Well, we did talk about the rumor of the loan for Brenden Aaronson. Now it's obviously official, and
it is.
And much to our surprise, Leeds fans are unhappy.
Of course, Leeds fans.
They hated him. Why are they unhappy?
Because they don't think he deserved the move, but they shit on him when he sucked, right? They shit on him when he leaves. It doesn't make sense, but
Do you think that Brendan deserves this loan, and then when they get back into the Premier League next year, that they'll welcome him
when
back
they get back
with
to the
open
Premier
arms?
League? You said that with a bold face. With a bold face. What do you mean when they get back to the Premier League?
Next
If they
season,
get-
that's what they're saying. Next season, when we get
they
back to the
say
next.
a lot of things that aren't true over there.
Yeah, it seems like it's a little spoiled milk here. I mean, you hated his guts. You thought he sucked. You criticized him profusely, and now he's left. Well,
And
just
you
let him
still talk
go.
shit about him.
Just let him go.
You know what's crazy is they say he doesn't deserve the move. He created the most chances on that team. So, like, if anyone deserves a move, it's probably him.
Well, somebody at
on
Union
paper.
Berlin might be able to actually finish.
No, we joked around about Bamford actually following him to Union Berlin next season.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Who's the other American there? Pifok?
Pifok, yeah.
Did he get there last year? Like, how many goals did he get there?
Well, he started off hot.
He
I
had
think he had
5.
like 7 or 8. I thought he had more than that. And then the last 20 or so games of the season, he just fizzled out.
All right,
Yeah.
Al brings up a good point. It was the second most behind Harrison, oddly enough. And Harrison had a rough
created
season,
chances. Yeah.
Second most. Okay,
Right.
second most.
But, you know, listen, you can still criticize Aaronson and say, listen, he didn't finish in the box. When he got near the box a lot of times, he freaked out. You know, for a guy that's not a virgin, you would think he would do a lot better when he gets near and inside the box. But he just didn't. He just didn't. And he flopped a lot, and we talked about this a lot on the show. So we don't want to retread old territory. What else we got?
Hey, Diego, any updated news on the Weston situation? Is he? I know that obviously he's being shopped around a bit, and you've mentioned a couple places.
Champagne. He's drinking champagne.
He travels.
Diego's going, what can I say here?
Hey, we might have been drinking a little bit of champagne on Saturday night, but we was out. He's in Dallas right now. But he flies back to Turin in a couple days. And he flies Wednesday. I think goes back Wednesday. He's with his family right now. But no update. I mean, so the one rumor that everyone's like went crazy about, obviously, like the big debacle.
No, you got it right.
The big debacle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was how serious could we take the Dortmund rumors? Okay,
Yeah.
So listen, I never said whether it was true or not. All I did was tweet the link.
Yeah.
That's all I did. And I asked people, what do you guys think about Weston to Dortmund? And I asked people what they thought because I know because of the Shaka history. That's really the reason why I asked people, what do you guys think? It wasn't like, oh, what do you guys think? Because it might be a possibility. But to ESPN's defense and whoever wrote the article, which the guy who wrote the article actually retweeted me. That was kind of crazy. I don't even know his name. I don't even know how he found me, but he retweeted it. But anyways, Dortmund did reach out to Juve. That is true. Dortmund did reach out to his agent. It is true. It wasn't a bullshit made up rumor. Dortmund has been trying to bring West for a while now. I think since winter. They've been trying to bring West. The problem is that they can't afford West's salary or Juve's price demand. So the article states that Weston and Dortmund are an advanced personal agreement, a personal term talk or something along those lines. Okay, it is true, but there's like a huge barrier between like what Dortmund can afford and what the West wants, and then as well as what Dortmund can afford to Juve and what Juve wants. It's really far off. So it's not a bullshit rumor. It's a valid rumor. But
it just ain't going to happen.
It's just probably not going to happen.
Right.
I don't think it's going to happen. But the conversation was had and the ball was rolling. But at some point, it's like there's like a stopping force where it's just like, we can't afford $100,000 a week, and we certainly can't afford $30 million for you. Well, they can afford the $30 million. They can, but they don't value him at $30 million. There's a difference. Most teams, they went 50 in for Edson Alvarez. I guess they rate Edson Alvarez higher, and that's cool. That's fine. I don't think Edson's a better player than Weston, but I'm not the sporting director at Dortmund, right? That's what they rate Edson at that number. That's cool. They rate Weston closer to 15 to 20, and Juve is not trying to take that.
Whoa, 15 to 20.
15 plus bonuses at that, so it's really 15 million cash.
Yeah, that's
and then
low.
And then bonuses if something happens. If there's
if you think that it means you read way too much into the limited amount of games he got to play for Leeds, and on a brand new team where he had to figure out his way and get to know his whole team with minus Tyler Adams, and you're taking that and you're saying, wow, that means he's not a good player. He's not worth more than 15 mil.
Remember that the AC Milan started at Christian with 15-2. They got up to 22, but really AC Milan started at 12 million. That's what they rated. AC Milan rated Christian.
That's almost that's like FIFA when you do that on the FIFA game and the agent comes back and says, fuck you, we're off the table.
To Milan's defense, Chelsea shot themselves in the foot by just literally axing Christian out and decreasing his value, right?
Oh, yeah.
They did that to themselves. But somehow Milan went from 12 million to 22 million. They went up 10, so that's cool. But I don't see Dortmund going up from 15 to 25. I don't.
I mean, 20 maybe? I don't know.
Maybe 20 plus
18?
Dortmund is going to try to find an English team to sell him to because they want their money back, which is the original 22 million that they paid. So that's why they want at least 25 to make their money back.
And you said that West has another 2 years on his contract, so 2025, right?
Yeah, but he's gone this summer, and he is in talks. His people are in talks with Brighton and with Villa. Those are two teams that they're keen on him. Like they kind of do want him. But again, I think a lot of these teams are looking too much into the Leeds situation without context. And just saying you're just not worth that 25 to 30 million, right? But they're basing it off the Leeds games, but to be fair to these English teams, I get it. You're basing Weston off the games that he played in your league. I kind of get it, but understand the situation he was in, right?
Right. It wasn't a good one.
Fucking Leeds.
I mean, he was surrounded by nitwits. Yeah.
He had 4 coaches in a fucking month.
Yeah. I mean, there was no stability there. If you're going to use that, you'd be much better off going to watch all the Juve tape to see how he does when he has
UCL, and especially the UCL tape. Those are his best games. Those are his best games. Like that's his peak. Weston and UCL against Barcelona, against other games that he's had. That's his peak. Like he's a real good box to box midfielder, true number 8, who can attack, get in the box, also defend when he needs to defend. That's who he is. That's at the highest level. That's UCL. That's at the highest level. That's who he is.
Yep.
To me, Weston really is a $30 million player. But these teams are just looking at the Leeds tape without context, and they're saying, you know what, you're worth $15 million. You're not worth $100K a week.
I mean, you got to realize how fucking dicks that team was. How fucked up that team was. By the way, before we go on to the next transfer and talk about with Adam Wiggins, the beer of the night is a bourbon barrel quad. Yes, it's actually really good. It's by Boulevard, who make quality stuff. And it is 12.2. Well, it is tonight. They just don't know about it.
he wants to obviously every player wants to play European football, but Dortmund's the only team that has European football that has interest in Weston. That's probably not going to happen because of the financials differences they have, but I would like him at Villa or Brighton, the two teams that talk. He would already be a Villa player if he accepted their offer in January, which again, that's a whole different fucking story. But he should have just signed with Villa in January.
You were saying that, earlier on. But
if Villa and Brighton actually put in an offer, I would love that.
But he wanted to go play with Tyler, and that's
he wanted to go play with Tyler. He wanted to go hang out with Jesse and Brendan. Yep. It is what it is. That's a whole different story. But we're way past that. He's owned it. He's taken accountability. He realized it's a mistake. Move on and just
how'd that Jesse Marsh thing work out? Not so well. And the one thing is that Tack was absolutely right about the ruse. He had that whole ruse concept way before we even start talking about Jesse Marsh. And the ruse concept was, they're going to act like they're going to do this thorough search, and they're going to wave people like Marsh in her face and other. But in the end, it's always was going to be Greg Berhalter. Never was. Yeah.
Someone corrected me that Villa has European football. Yeah, they have Conference League. Yeah, I guess that counts. I wasn't thinking about that.
There we go.
Yeah.
It doesn't count to me.
It doesn't count to me. It doesn't count to me.
So
Derek
if you
had a huge 15-minute rant about that.
I did. I'm like, what conference league? You're going to go, how many levels of bullshit tournaments do we need to have?
England, the teams who play in conference league are pretty decent. The teams who play in conference league and other leagues, they're bad.
Yes.
They're bad.
Well, listen.
They're bad.
There should only be tournaments for the best teams. Why do I want to watch a bunch of second best motherfuckers?
It's not even second best. Well, you're way past second best.
I know.
Do you know how? You know the conference league takes like the 8th or 9th, 7th, 8th, 9th place teams. You know that the 7th, 8th, 9th team place in England is pretty decent. Villa's pretty decent. Brighton's pretty decent. The 7th, 8th, 9th team in France, they suck.
Yes.
Like
agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, listen,
they're the 7th ranked FIFA team or league at this point. So
my metaphor would be this: if you were going to go to the prom with some, wouldn't you want to go with your top 10 picks? Would you really want to go with your 30th pick? I mean, seriously, that's what people are watching, and people are telling me they like it. And if you like it, then you go watch it. But I ain't watching conference UEFA fucking soccer because I don't care that they get a little thimble trophy at the end. I'm not interested in that at all. I want to see the best teams in the world in Europe play against one another. Yeah, okay, I admitted I watched Fulham when they were in the UEFA thing. I admitted it to Europa, excuse me, because Dempsey was playing. Yeah, I watched it, but I wouldn't normally watch it, right? And I haven't actually.
It's not a real competition. So I'm tweeting out the link. Someone asked me the link, but dude, it's not a real competition. I'm sorry. West Ham was in relegation. West Ham was in relegation all season. They escaped in the last month or so, but the motherfuckers won it.
Yeah.
Hey, Emmanuel P brings up that Brighton are in Europa. So the two teams that are vying for him in
wait, Brighton made Europa?
Yeah, they made Europa.
I thought Brighton finished like 7th place.
Hang on, I'll show you.
So what happens when you play a tournament? You guys should know this. So when you were in a tournament with brackets and you lose and you go to the bottom bracket, what is that bottom bracket called? The losers bracket?
Of a turn? What?
So you're playing in a tournament, and you lose.
Consolation bracket.
Thank you. All this other shit is a fucking consolation.
Okay, Brighton finished 6th. Villa finished okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So all both teams vying for West will actually play in Europe.
I would love for Weston to play for either of these teams.
Regardless,
I want Weston to play in either of these teams, regardless, because with Villa under Emery, I think Emery could really unlock Weston. And with Brighton, obviously, Zerbi, what's his name? Zerbi? Robert is Zerbi? The coach? Zerbi or something? Yeah, something like that. That dude plays real good. They're really good at developing players. I mean, look at Caicedo, look at McAllister. Like, I think Weston could develop there. They're kind of like the Dortmund of fucking England. So I would love them at either of these two teams. Those are like my dream moves.
You know, the funny thing is that the only way West won't play in Europe is if he stays with Juventus.
Yes, and unfortunately for Timothy, he thought he was going to get Europa or Europe, but then they got banned. So
1 year he'll suck it up, and then you know what? Juve will come back and win the league, and
that's the thing. Juve won't have to go and play all those stupid games, and they get to focus on the league, and they're going to be a lot
better.
Matches,
all the games,
they could win true trophies next season.
Hey,
by the way, I just got attacked by a fucking spider live on air. That's why it's hitting shit over here.
I'm not checking my phone to tweet. I'm checking my phone to read the comments because I can't see this far. So now, someone said I was rude. I was like, no, I read the comments, and then I talk on here. So.
Yeah. Well, he's got to read the comments on his phone.
Yeah, I got to read the comments on this phone. So
I mean, that's not rude at all. I mean,
someone said it was rude. I was like, no, I think it's really rude if I was using my phone for the reasons, unless it was important. But no, I actually read the comments.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, Diego, you're writing comments too on the show. Weston will join Brighton in the next 2 weeks.
That's not me.
Oh, really? This isn't you?
No.
Wow.
Well, somebody's been posting as you for a while.
They've taken your you have the Homer Simpson
Yeah, but I don't see it on mine. Is that new? Is that a new comment?
Yeah.
I don't see it on mine. That's not me. Yo, someone has a fake YouTube account of me. No, I have Homer Simpson sleeping because I'm always sleeping. But that's right now.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Like literally a minute ago.
That's not me.
Yeah, somebody is doing a phantom.
Oh, man.
And you know what? They have me blocked because I can't see their comments on mine.
Oh, tricky.
Wait, yeah. Well, any 29 comments right now are not for me. Wait. Can you see this one? Okay, let me put one right now. Hi. Okay, that one's me right now. Post me
Waiting
up.
for it to pop up in the chat. Hold on. There's a delay on the chat.
Well, he does have quotes
yeah,
around
you just
29.
said hi.
Okay, post that one.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got double quotes where you're single quotes.
Post mine on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, here's you right here.
Yeah, you're single.
You got the
He's
single
double.
quotes.
No, but post a hi. Post a hi on the.
I just did.
No,
yeah.
it's right
Oh, I
here.
can't see. Okay.
There's a delay. Yeah.
Okay, see, there's a difference. Mine are what's the word for it?
A single quote.
Yeah, but it's not a quote. It's like
Well,
a comma. It's not a comma. It's a
No, it's a single quote.
no. It's
It's
Are
the thing
those
on
single-
the top left-hand corner by the one. I don't know what that is. What's
No.
called.
Listen, it's
apostrophe. Mine are apostrophes.
no, they're not. What you're
No.
using is called a single quote. When you use a single quote, it's usually within a quote quoting a quote. You use a single quote inside of a quote. So I know that probably made no sense to anybody, but as an English teacher, I'm telling you what it is. That's what
Yo,
it is.
English teacher. Hey, they're trying to no. Okay, so two quotations, not me. Single quotation, me.
You right.
All right.
Double
Wait, so-
quote. So
This one's you too, huh?
I just put the laughing emojis. That's me.
Okay.
That's
okay.
crazy. No.
So what happens
Okay,
is
on record, Weston will not be joining Brian in the next 2 weeks.
right,
From what I
right,
know at
right.
this very moment. This man
Right.
right here, him, no Bryden in the next 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Maybe in August, but no, that's not me. That's not me. I ain't say that.
So just to explain it to everybody, when you're quoting an article that has a quote within the quote within the quote gets single quotes.
Are you really giving me English lessons right now, sir?
Well, I'm just trying to explain.
Diego, he does it
people.
to me every show. Every show. It's something.
All right, fuck it.
You meant to
Let's
say
move on.
this when you really should have said that.
All right.
You know what's crazy with it?
You-
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Okay, let's get something cleared up here with my English and my pronunciation and things. I'm Mexican.
Yeah, no, we know that.
So even though I'm from the United States, even though I'm from LA and from California, I was raised in a Spanish-speaking household. So technically, English is my second language. To be fair, English is my second language, right?
You speak it very well.
But I know I speak it because I've been here my entire life. I've been here for 25 years.
Right.
But English is my second language. I am fluent in Spanish. I mean, I'm fluent in Spanish. I'm fluent in English, but English is my second language. So like,
Sometimes-
I wasn't the best at grammar.
I mean, you speak very well. You speak better than Brett after most of the time. So
Sure.
there
I
you go.
speak well until I got about a couple of tequila shots in me. Then it's like
Same here. No.
And Brett probably does have a couple of tequila shots in him right now.
Streets,
at least have 3 or 4.
streets are saying I'm Dutch. Streets are saying I'm Dutch. I don't know. Maybe I am.
I'm probably closer to that. All right. So what do we got, Brett, here? Premier League clubs, Brentford, Brighton are reportedly battling to sign 21-year-old Bayern Munich and U.S. men's national team attacking midfielder Malik Tillman. I don't know if that's the best move for Malik right now. That seems like a step too far to me. Like, I don't think he needs to go to the Premier League. I think he needs to go back to Germany and play for a Bundesliga team. Take a loan with Stuttgart or somebody else.
Should go to Germany. I think he should go to mid-table Germany.
Me too.
Honestly, or Belgium. Well, there's only not Belgium. There's only
Holland.
There's very few teams that he would actually be decent at. Like, I don't want to see him at a bottom Dutch team. They fucking suck. Like, it would only make sense if he went to an Ajax, a PSV, a Feyenoord, but I don't think those teams are on him.
No, I don't think so either.
So
But
Germany, I think mid-table Germany would be good for him.
I think that would be great, but I also think like Utrecht would be fine. That's where Taylor Booth is now. I think that's a fine. That's not a team that's at risk at really getting relegated in Holland, and I think that's an okay spot too.
Yeah, I think Bayern want like $8 million for Tillman. I don't think Utrecht He's gonna pay $8 million.
How about a
I'll
loan?
come back, Spencer.
How about a loan?
Yeah,
A
he's
loan-
young. You can do another loan from Bayern. I mean, he's only 20 years old. We're not acting like he's 23, 24.
I mean, I don't know when his contract's up, but another loan to like Stuttgart or Frankfurt. No, maybe not Frankfurt. But somebody in the Bundesliga, I think, would be fine. Even one of the up and coming, newly promoted teams would be fine for a season, and he'll get some playing time. But I think a move to the Premier League is an absolutely awful idea. He will not play at Brighton. I'm sorry, he will not. And I don't believe that. I don't believe these rumors. So,
but who tweeted the Tillman one? Who was the source on the Tillman?
Yeah,
ESPN's team only.
Love the guy, but I mean,
yeah, but who's the source though?
Daily Record.
That's not reliable.
No, that's not reliable at all. No. If it says co.uk, it's not reliable. Let's just put it that way. UK, United Kingdom. If it's from an English outlet,
UK stands for.
I know. I'm just saying, if it's from a United Kingdom outlet, it's not reliable. You can't believe any of those sons of bitches. The Sun,
You know where Tillman would
all
be
the
good
major
at?
papers.
You know where Tillman would be good at? Leeds.
That'd be fine, but I think they're tired
I don't know
of
if I want
Americans.
another American athlete at this point.
I know, but honestly, him at championship could be fine.
No, he'd be great at championship level. I think.
Especially with like Leeds are probably going to lose Harrison. They're losing Noto. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna lose a couple offensive starters or key players off the
They
bench.
lost Cock.
I think, yeah, Coach.
It's Cock.
Yeah, Cock. Yeah. So now
it's okay. The three of us men
want
talk about
another
Cock.
American athletes, but I mean, well, there's already one stuck there. They're holding my boy Tyler hostage, by the way. I want to put that on record.
Like what,
My boy
40
Tyler's
million?
being held hostage.
40 million, right?
It's 40
They
million.
don't want to let him go. He doesn't have a release clause.
Ouch.
He doesn't have a release clause.
Sorry, my drink just sprayed out of my mouth. What do you mean?
He
didn't
doesn't
get
have
a release.
He doesn't have a release clause.
What was he thinking? What was his agent thinking?
They thought Leeds was going to be fucking good. He doesn't
Holy
have,
fuck.
Tyler Adams doesn't have a release clause.
They barely survived the year before.
Tyler Adams does not have a release. He can't.
Is he Wasserman?
No, he's with a smaller agency in Europe somewhere.
When you say smaller, you mean like kind of you got to break out a microscope to see the
No,
penis?
like they don't have as many. They're just not as big. Like just
okay.
Like Christian's agency is a small agency. They're not big, but the players they have are pretty influential. But they're not. Christian's agency has no more than 8 or 9 players. But
yeah, that's not big.
But they got a couple that are just heavy hitters like Christian. So it seems big, right? But no.
How do these motherfuckers pick their agent?
You meet them at a young age. When they're in academies or when they're young pros, like you get them at a young age. You got to develop as an agent, you got to develop a relationship with the family before they even make it. That's how you get them.
Grooming.
You got to groom them.
Basically.
While we were in Vegas for Nations League, Wes's agent was back in Dallas watching an academy tournament up in Frisco, doing the same thing. Like he went to go watch these U15 and U16 players that are the next big things at FC Dallas, because you got to groom them. Like you got to get close to them when they're 15 and they're 16, and you got to meet the family and build relationships.
Sleep with the moms.
Yeah. Listen, hey, Wasserman, if y'all need someone to
Your
sleep with
mother
moms,
really cares about your education, boy.
If Wasserman needs someone to sleep with the mamas, even if they're a little fat, call your boy.
More cushion for the pushing? Is that what you're saying?
I will take one for the Wasserman team. I will sleep with people's mamas and aunties if y'all need me. I will. I have standards, but I'll do it for the team. But yeah, no, that's what it is, man. You gotta groom them at a young age when they're academy players, and you gotta build relationships, and then that's how you get them. Once they're big and they're popping, you have no fucking chance to just swoop in there and get them. They don't trust you, because at that point you only want them because they're big and popping now.
Right.
You have no.
We still
so
talking about the mothers?
It comes off more genuine when they're 15, 16, 17 years old. So.
No, we're not talking about the mothers anymore, Brad.
Oh wait. No.
Next rumor.
Hold on, real quick. We have it's canon. It's canon. You're now Dutch, you're no longer Mexican.
Famous
Sorry.
Dutch American Diego 29 denies Dutch heritage and makes fun of its football league. I don't think he made fun of the league.
I said, hold on. The bottom of the Dutch league stinks, brother. I'm sorry.
No, it does stink. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, absolutely does. Was it the real 29 that claimed a billionaire watches the straight red card and told them?
Yeah,
Yes,
sorry.
that was.
actually me.
Yeah.
The billionaires was the Oppenheim brothers. They are real estate tycoons.
Oh,
They
we can say who they are? This is cool.
Hey, Brett and Derek, if you're watching, it's funny. They have the same fucking names as y'all.
Oh, I thought you were talking to us.
Fuck, they got the same names as y'all.
No, it's Jason, and Brett.
Jason
Oh,
and Brett.
yeah.
Sorry. Jason and Brett.
Like,
Jason
Which,
and Brett.
by the
Brett
way,
is watching this
Jason
week.
is my brother's name.
Jason and Brett Oppenheim. If you're watching, the Oppenheim brothers, they're real estate tycoons. They own billions of dollars of real estate all over the world, mainly in the United States. They have a really, really popular show on Netflix called Selling Sunset. You know the show on Netflix with the fucking hot women who sell houses? That's their show. That's their company. They're the owners. Well, they came up to me in Vegas. So I guess they're friends of the Federation. So they were at the friends and family party after they won the championship on Sunday. They had a friends and family party. They have rented out a club and did all that, whatever. Hurrah.
When you say federation, you mean the United States Soccer Federation?
Yeah.
Oh, we're fucked then. Yeah.
But like their friends, like they're not like, like they're just cool. Like their friends, like, they're big soccer fans, so they're cool with the feds and they invite them to events and stuff because they're billionaires. Maybe they're donors. Who fucking knows? I don't know.
I'm sure they are, yeah.
But listen, we're at the party and I'm at the bar. I was at the bar with Taylor and Johnny, and then he's just next to me and I look over, I see a small, short, bald dude, and I'm like, I said, hold on, well, this ain't Greg. I was like, hold on, I was a little high. So I was like, this either one or three people. This might be Greg next to me. Or this might be
He
Jason
looks a little
Oppenheim.
like Greg,
Run
yeah.
away.
Or this might be Jason Oppenheim, because Greg looks just like Jason Oppenheim. Like
He does.
Jason, Greg could be the third Oppenheim brother. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah.
He could be the third Oppenheim brother.
If
So
he
I'm
were
like,
shorter. Yeah.
I'm like, but I was like, I don't think this is Greg. And then he looks at me and he says 29, and I was like, am I dreaming? Like, you're Jason Oppenheim. And he's like, yeah. I was like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm a big soccer fan. I was like, pause, how do you know me? He's like, you're a Weston's friend. I said, yeah. He says, I see you all the time on the Straight Red Card. Like, I love that show. It's one of my favorite shows. I watch it every week. And I'm like, you're fucking with me. You're Jason Oppenheim. You're a fucking real estate billionaire on Netflix. He says, I know, but I love soccer more than I even love real estate. Like, I'm a big soccer fan. I'm a big fan of the team. Like, I love the U.S. men's national team. I love the boys. I love the team. But I watch
brothers.
I watch you on the show. I mean, I watch you on the show all the time when you're on. Like, if you're on, I watch it. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I see you all the time. I'm like, dude, this isn't fucking real. Anyways, he ended up giving me his number, and then we went to the after party because there was an after party, and we went, gambled a little bit, then went to go party, and we hung out that night. And we exchanged contacts, and yeah, he's a big fan of your page, of your account, of your YouTube channel. So that was pretty fucking cool. I just didn't believe it, and I showed you the messages. I sent him.
You said.
And
I
better stop talking shit about billionaires on this show.
I had texted him the next morning. I was like, yo, it was the next day because the party went into the fucking morning, so it was the next day. Yeah. And I was like, yo, bro, like, it was good connecting with you, but like still in shock. That's crazy. He's like, keep doing what you do. I love it. And so that was pretty good to get his blessing and his so it was just cool. Like, it was just really cool. It was moment. So I do really got to thank you guys for giving me, the opportunity to get on here, and that's just pretty cool. Like that.
Well, the comment I've got pulled up says 2.75 thousand subscribers and 1 billionaire.
There might be more. We don't know at this point.
It's hysterical because even though everybody knows us, but not everybody follows us and subscribes to us and watches our content.
Oh, so please do if you haven't subscribed yet. Please fucking subscribe
But
if you're watching the show all the time.
In our circle, we've got like the smallest YouTube channel, and it's just it's funny that you're recognized for being on our show.
He didn't say he watches anyone else's YouTube channel though.
It's probably,
nice.
he's probably one of the first 32 people that aren't here listen to us talk.
What if he's the turd?
No, he's not the turd.
He's not the turd.
No, we know who the turd is. Michael Cameraman. So
No. He's talking about the turd in the background on our show.
Oh shit, could be.
That would be funny.
That would be fucking. Hey, hook us up with a Netflix show. Put us on. Give us a Netflix show, and we'll do the show for Netflix. That's an idea.
I'm literally about to text him that I'm on it right now. Let's see. Hold on.
Okay. Spencer Dougherty. And I said your name correctly. Dougherty, which I love. Such an Irish name. 569. And he did 569 against it did Spencer Dougherty. Malik.
Sounds almost Scottish you're going there, buddy.
I'm trying. Malik and West team up. Derek, you got to try the old smoky cookie dough bourbon, bro. I went to my Big Red here again. They don't have these.
If we get a random name that we've never seen join the chat, then it's him. I just texted him on. Let's see.
Well, I don't watch the chat during the show because it distracts me and I go off the tracks, off the rails. So
Brian Folan says,
I'm a trillionaire.
Watching.
Well, Brian, hook us up with some dough, dude.
Jeff says, so can I have my $10 back?
$10 back. No, Jeff, because we haven't received these funds from these billionaires yet. We haven't received any money from them as far as we know. So
while we're talking, we'll move on here.
All right, next show. Next.
That was crazy though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that fun story. Crazy.
I love that fun story.
Wild.
I loved it. Yeah.
Go watch Selling Sunset, by the way.
Several top European teams are reporting interested in 19-year-old San Jose Earthquakes Caden Cowell. Newcastle and Bayern have expressed interest. Oh, come on, Bayern. But AC Milan and Juventus reportedly stand as this U.S. men's national team only guide. And this is according to Lizzie Bicharano, who I don't know who Bicharano is. I mean, maybe it's Bicharano.
The U.S.
It's
editor covering Mexican and American football for 90-minute football.
I want to be really clear since she's friends with Meg. I didn't mean to mispronounce her name. It's probably Bicharano, not Bicharano. But no, none of those things make any sense at all. And unless he's going to get signed and then go out on loan, because he ain't playing for any of those teams yet. He is young. He's got promise, but come on. Come on, Bayern Munich.
Doesn't that rumor come up every 6 months?
Yeah, well, Everton's more realistic than those.
This rumor came up on February 17th, 2000.
Oh, why are you showing it?
6 months is not accurate.
That rumor also came up 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Why are we covering it then?
Chris Gary said, I wonder if Derek would see the
he just wanted to irritate me. That's why he did it. All right. Thanks, Chris.
We have a lot of
I don't think Chris is on tonight because he had something else he had to do.
They think I'm crazy for talking to
Jeff is claiming that Wes is the fake 29.
No, the other 29 is in the chat talking, and I'm talking to him, and now it looks like I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, Diego says, I'm here.
No, that's not me.
I know that's the other Diego. But okay, fake Diego. I'll preface it by saying fake Diego.
Fake
says,
Diego.
I'm here. Then real Diego says, that's not me. He says, you're the and real Diego says you're the fake 29.
Yeah.
And he hasn't responded yet. I feel like you're having a conversation with yourself here.
Someone, I look crazy. Someone made a fake Threads on me. Threads is the new app. How do I already have a fake Thread account?
I don't know. That's
I've been asked we are going to do a Threads, and I'm like, man, I've barely got Twitter going on here.
All right, let's do the Cannon interview.
I was going to jump into Donovan.
Oh, let's do Donovan.
My best friend.
No, seriously?
Wes's best friend.
No.
Yeah. Well, what Wes did in Nashville is almost unforgivable. I think is the word he used.
Yeah, that is the
national
term.
team career might be in jeopardy.
It's over. Toast.
You know what? Everybody accuses Wijnaldum of having really off-the-cuff, horrible takes. But honestly, if you had to add him up, and I love Landon Donovan as a player when he was playing for the United States men's team, and I thought Klinsmann made a horrible decision leaving him off. But you know what, Landon, this is probably not this doesn't seem to be working for him because he's just taking a lot of L's and saying a lot of stupid shit, basically, so far. So, well, I guess we'll play it and then we'll comment on it.
As a pundit, when he says anything in the public sector, it's just it's not been good.
No.
It's not been good at all.
Here we go.
Transfer news the past couple of days. Christian Pulisic reportedly set to join AC Milan, the 7-time European champs.
Islands
shelling
in
out
the stream.
$22 million.
That is what we
to
are. I'm just
acquire
breaking
him
it
from
up so
Chelsea.
we don't
Spent
get
the last
penalized for
4
this.
seasons with the Blues, helping them capture that 2021
Shizzle,
FIFA or
shizzle.
UEFA Champions League
Blah, blah,
title.
blah, blah,
And
blah, blah.
Ricardo Pepi also on the move.
Okay,
agreeing
we're
on a
playing thing.
crazy. But
Okay, there we go.
All right, here we go.
I had to skip ahead there for a second.
Get to the good part.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're wasting like 30 seconds.
That guy in the
intro.
corner, on the far left, he didn't have
Stone?
a word to say to the end because that brother was just shocked. He didn't say one fucking thing to the last second.
Mo Adu was shocked too. Look at his face during
Yeah,
this.
but he said something though. That motherfucker was so shocked he just didn't even say it.
He's like, "What the fuck are you
just said,
talking
what
about?"
the fuck are y'all on?
And that, as Derek pointed out before the show started, man, ESPN FC had something to say about this.
Oh yeah, they tore him up. Fucking everybody on ESPN FC tore him up.
Hurt tore him up on fucking Twitter too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
it's not just us, you know. And then, you know, we had idiots on Pete's show like, he's a legend. He can say whatever he wants.
No, the fuck he can't.
No, he can say whatever he wants. It doesn't mean it's right. That doesn't mean I can't criticize him.
Say whatever they want. That's like a amendment, but like you can't. There's no way he really thought
it's okay to see what he says and then say, Donovan,
you're
please
wrong.
hold this L. This is yours.
Exactly. You're
Please
full of
take
shit, Donovan. Yeah. It's okay for me to say that. And there are people out there saying, you can't say that to him. He's a legend. Like, you must be a narcissist if you think you know more than Landon Donovan knows.
We'll
Like,
get
no.
that. Yeah, we'll pull it up here.
I do know more than what Landon Donovan knows in this fucking situation because Donovan's projecting here. Here we go.
He's
projecting.
It says here.
Donovan?
Yep.
Well, I think right here in MLS, and I know, Mo, you think I'm crazy. I get it.
I don't think you're crazy,
But
bro.
let me lay
He
this out.
definitely thinks he's
World
crazy.
Cup's coming in 3
Yes.
years. This is once in a lifetime. He's going to be in the prime of his career, his
State
life as
that
a soccer
shit.
player, his earning potential. I'm sure he's making plenty of money. But the ability to come to MLS, kind of like Messi did. I'm not so sure that wasn't a big reason for Messi, the World Cup coming here.
Messi's already won everything in his life.
Yeah.
35 fucking years old.
Exactly.
Like,
why does it make any difference why Messi came here for World Cup this year? Didn't he literally retire from international football at this point?
what Messi
I don't know. He hasn't retired.
I thought he retired.
You cannot compare Messi to Christian. Not this has anything to do with the player.
It's age.
It's the age. It's what okay, let's say Messi, right? Hypothetical. Let's say Argentina was hosting the 2014 World Cup instead of Brazil. Would you guys recommend Messi to go back to his home country and play in Argentina prior to the 2014 World
Hell
Cup?
fucking
and
no.
his fucking prime.
Not only that, but
Even though that would be
three
better
fucking
than
years
playing
before
MLS.
that too.
It
would be like
12 years ago,
2011.
12 years ago, Messi was 23. I mean, 10 years ago. I'm sorry. 10 years ago, he was 25 before 2020, before the Brazil World Cup. If that Brazil World Cup was in Argentina, Messi at 25. Same situation as this. Messi at 25. Would you want him to go play in Argentina in front of his home fans before the 2014 World Cup? No, you fucking would not. In his fucking prime at 25 years old. Why would you want that?
That was a horrible
would you
idea.
say that?
As we'll get
Because
into here, there's no guarantee he's going to find playing time at AC Milan.
He's
What if we get
projecting
to-
that
what if we
he's
get to the World
kind of
Cup?
projecting on Christian that he's you know what I think it is? I think he's scared that Christian gonna suppress his legacy.
Oh no, I think there's part of that, but I also think that
I think he's jealous.
LD,
jealous.
Landon Donovan is projecting his own
Failure.
his own arc as a career arc
worked for
onto
me.
Pulisic. Listen, I went to fucking Europe and I decided to go back. And then I went to Bayern and that sucked and it didn't work. And I went back. Then I went to Everton, finally had a decent time and realized I could have been doing that the whole time. In fact, he speaks only positively of his time at Everton, but he did not end up going full-time to Everton.
And I went to Everton, had a blast, and then realized that MLS would never sell me.
Yes. So don't project, as I'm telling Landon, don't project your career arc onto fucking Pulisic, who doesn't even want anything to do with your stupid idea anyhow. And he wouldn't know because the players don't like him. Most of the players don't like him. Wes ain't a fan of him, but I could probably also mention a number of other players that don't like some of the bullshit he said.
Just because Landon Donovan says on air that he fucking admires Christian Pulisic doesn't mean he's not fucking jealous. You think he's just gonna fucking admit it? Come on, be for real. Be for real.
No, I think
Christian Pulisic will be the biggest American player ever, to me in my eyes. I think maybe after that, Gio and Balogun might surpass him, but I think Christian is going to surpass Donovan's legacy.
I think Gio will, but yeah.
Yeah,
I guess my big thing with what he's saying here is his big thing is like, hey, the World Cup's going to be in the United States. We need to make sure that Pulisic's playing week in, week out, so he's the sharpest Pulisic out there. And you know what? The only way he's going to do that is by coming back to MLS. And it starts now.
So what if Christian...
What's that telling the younger generation that we're sitting here going like, you guys need to go to Europe and test yourself, get better, blah, blah, blah. What's that telling them? That's my question, I guess.
This is sad.
That's a weak mentality and a weird way to think. It's one thing to say after 2026, but this man said he should be here the year before to play up into the World Cup.
I mean, we're 3 years from the World Cup, and he's already telling them to come to MLS.
He's just already projecting his failures on Christian. Christian's being bought to play. Milan believes in him. The coach is talking about him. He wants to play him as a 10. When Leo's on the bench or Leo's hurt or something, he'll play on the left. But this coach really believes in Christian. And Christian just said literally 2 weeks ago with that interview with Hurt, when Herc asked him about the MLS, because it is going to be a topic one day, Christian literally already answered this question. I still think I have the best years ahead of me.
Yes.
After the World Cup,
I'll
think about it. Think about it after the World Cup.
Look at what happens at AC Milan. Leo goes to AC Milan, becomes a better player. Tomori goes to AC Milan, becomes a better player.
They do really well with their players.
Yes. They do shit there.
And guess what? Leo is gone after this season anyways. He's going to play good. He's going to get that $100 million move to a bigger club. And then guess what? Christian will slide right in there. If Christian plays just even decent at the 10 position, he will be the left wing next year when Leo's gone. It's just this guy is just it's just come on, bro.
I said this on Twitter that Donovan must be living in his own bubble. And part of it is his own fault because every time you disagree with Landon Donovan on Twitter, he just fucking cancels you. He canceled more people off of his Twitter than any other soccer player I know. He has deleted hundreds and thousands of people who used to follow him because he just didn't like him or he didn't like any sort of mild negative comment.
Terminology is probably
Donovan's just... Okay.
He's tender vittles, dude.
I've heard from multiple players, current and past, people who have played with him, and then new crop of players, like this generation of players, who simply just don't like him. And they think he's a bitch. They just do not like the way he acts. They don't like the way he talks. They don't like the way he does things. They don't like the shit he says. The difference with Landon Donovan and Alexis Lalas is Alexis Lalas was a bum. No one really cares. Whatever Alexis Lalas says, whatever.
He's a Dairy Queen manager.
Alexis Lalas might have the casual fan base that watches him. That's cool. But when it comes to the players, no one actually cares what Alexis Lalas has to say. They actually put some weight to what Donovan has to say because he is the legend, right? He is the face.
Oh.
So they actually put weight to what he says. And when he says dumb shit like this, they just look at each other crazy, like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Yeah. You're supposed to represent the national team, and you do a really bad job at it. So
Jesus Ferrer may take something Alexi says later on in the show.
There's a certain player that just told me he wants to punch him every time he sees him. So.
Yeah. Thanks, Al, by the way, for the $1.99. LD projects his own financial posture. I guess you're saying he's sucking up to MLS. It's kind of weird that he's sucking up to MLS when they just fucked him straight in his colon. They fucking bent his ass over and fucked his whole San Diego project
I posted that on Twitter
the
too.
asshole.
Not in those words, but I'm like, you know, he got overlooked by MLS, but he still sticks. The loyal got overlooked by MLS, but he's still loyal to
their
MLS.
salad while they fuck him in the ass. It's unbelievable. Anyhow, we should probably finish the Landon Donovan thing.
Real quick, Aaron Long for 2026 says if Messi plays in MLS, why can't Pulisic? LD win.
We all know you, Aaron Long, 2026. You're on all the shows and you do all these posts. So we're well aware of what you're here to do. But thank you for the $1.99, my friend.
Damn,
I would love to have a list just that we can keep aside from everybody else, but just to know who all the troll accounts are, because that'd be great. I'd enjoy.
Well, this is one of them.
Can we let's add fake 29 to the list of troll accounts?
It's been
we already know it's
noted.
Weston. We already know it's Weston. So.
Duly noted. Yeah.
Oh, they're saying fake 29 is Wes.
Yeah.
I thought they were saying okay. Fake 29 is Wes. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's Wes. Maybe Wes is on his burner.
Could be. You never know.
Makes sense.
All right, let's play the rest of this shit and let him say his dumb
I
shit.
think it would have been a great move, not just because my former team that I love, but the Galaxy to go out and get Christian and bring him here and pay whatever you have to pay him. Pay whatever you have to pay him. Bring a global, not a global, but an American superstar who has global recognition back to MLS ahead of the World Cup. I think.
Well, you're not putting his best interests in mind
like,
here.
oh, we need to bring Pulisic back to MLS, or Pulisic needs to go back to MLS. I'm like, he's never been in MLS at all.
Exactly, he's never been here in the first
he was like
place.
He was only 17, right? 16 or 17.
He wasn't even. He wasn't even in an academy. He was at just a Pennsylvania
Hershey.
club.
It
was
the Hershey. Whatever that is.
He was in Pennsylvania. He's never even played in the MLS
at any level.
He didn't even play in the USL.
No, they thought he was too small.
And then he went to Dortmund and became a star.
Isn't that the same reason LAG gave to Hoppy?
But even with Christian, let's say he does go to the MLS, post 2026, Christian won't go to the West Coast. He's an East Coast boy. He would go to New York City or he would go to Miami. Those are the two options. He just moved his family to Miami.
Can I ask you this, though, Diego? Who wants to play in fucking Miami in the summer? And even through the fall, it's hot as fuck there.
Man, it's just 90 minutes, man. Miami's a beautiful city to live in.
90 minutes and 99 degrees. Yes.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Texas?
Yeah, that's hot shit too. But nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about going to Texas.
New York City has motherfucking heat waves too.
I'm sorry. Not like Miami, brother.
Most of the United States is fucking hot in general in the summer. It's hot.
Okay, but come on. I've lived in New York. It is not that hot in the summer.
Listen, you don't understand Miami, man.
Why
you think Neymar lives here in the summer? Why do you think
it's a great lifestyle?
It's fucking. Now, Christian doesn't really care about that lifestyle as much as these other dudes.
Right.
But he bought his parents. Okay, he bought his parents a house an hour out of Miami, like on the coast.
Oh.
Like he brought Mark here. He bought his family here. His siblings.
Yeah, but they don't have to play 90 minutes in this shit.
Nah, but Christian's a family man. He wants to be close to his family. So I think he would play for Miami and New York City. I think those. Yeah. I think the City Group is not going to get Neymar. I don't think they're going to get Neymar. But if they wait long enough, they could get Christian post 2026.
2027. Yeah.
Yeah, 2027.
Do you think he would want to live the whole city life? Why wouldn't you just necessarily go play for like the Union or something like that? Something that legitimately is close to home.
Understand a team.
You want to live in Philadelphia?
I think like
you want to live in New York right now.
If you're bringing Christian, the Revs are not bringing Christian. Let's be fucking for real. The Revs are not bringing Christian. The Orlando are not bringing Christian. It's going to be between Miami and New York
money. You're right, yeah.
And LA.
Scratch
but Christian doesn't even like LA. Like he's not even an LA boy. So it's going to be between those two teams, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't even think Christian's going to even think MLS after the World Cup. I think
I know. I don't either. I think Christian. Yeah. I think Christian's motivated to fucking prove people wrong, prove the Chelsea haters wrong. I think he's going to have a great 3 years. great 2 years in Milan and then play the World Cup, or 3 years and then play the World Cup. He's gonna be great. And
I think it's
another move.
There's a chance that he could play in 4 World Cups. It's possible. He's only 24, so the next one he's 20.
Well, you can say that about any of the players that went to the Qatar World Cup, because they're all like Joe Scally could play fucking 5. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but he's only going to be 27 in the one after this, and then he'll 31. Be 31 after that. So it's
that's only 3, bro.
Well, he already played in 1, so that'd be 4. No, he played 1.
They didn't make 2018.
I know he's played. No, he just played 1 in 2022.
2026 is 2.
So he'll be 27.
2030 is 3.
31.
You think he's gonna play at 35 years old? Maybe
he might.
Nah,
he might.
Nah.
I think he's got at least.
I think with
3,
the trajectory of young players coming through the woodwork at this point, I think in about 12 years, I think there'll probably be somebody to usurp him.
There's no. I don't see Christian playing at a, because the U.S. is on the upward. I don't.
How about 31?
You basically saying at 35, Christian is still one of the best 23 players in the United States, and that means the development became real fucking stagnant.
So we're cutting it off at 31. Like that's pretty much his last chance at playing.
I think his prime ends at 32, 31. Yeah, I think.
Okay.
That's fair.
No, that's fair.
Unless he transitions to a center back.
Christian's been playing in Europe since he was 17 years old.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
At that point, that's 15 years in Europe. I don't know about that.
No. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just thinking Tim Marine.
I thought you were saying 4 World Cups, like you forgot they missed the 2018 World Cup.
No. I was thinking he's got a chance.
He ain't no. I mean, yes. I have a chance to play in that World Cup too.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Guys, it won't matter because Landon's coming back to MLS now, and he's only going to make the next World Cup, and after that,
right. So we'll see. But, the real problem with this whole debate with Landon, we don't have to keep playing this. We can move on to the next clips. But, I mean, fucking Lalas agrees with him.
Reyna's not in the boot. Reyna was never in the fucking boot. I mean, Reyna was never in the boot. Was Reyna in the boot?
So here's Adu setting him straight.
Yes.
That was it's a good moment there. Just trying to get to Lawless's comments here.
And then here you go. He turns it over to Lalas right there.
You're with me, right?
Right. And like, don't you want to be in your best form playing all the time? And I'm not saying he won't. So I hope he is.
Exactly. Who's that's not going to be the case?
But I guess my point to Donovan here is playing consistently week in, week out does not mean you're going to be in your best form.
I see motherfuckers who play week in, week out that are bums.
I'm just saying. You can play it. You can play it in MLS, and we
Patrick Bamford plays every fucking week.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even about MLS.
This is nothing to do with MLS. Their reasonings are they're not good reasonings.
Look at the number of U.S. stars that came back after playing in Europe for a handful of years, and where did their abilities go? They didn't improve. You look at Dempsey when he came back. You look at
least Dempsey
when he
stayed,
came back.
and at least Dempsey stayed till he was 31.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But at that point, when they come back, at that point, you're either stagnant or it's declining.
Bradley dropped.
You're not getting better. You're not getting better in the fucking MLS, man.
Altidore dropped off a cliff quick. I mean, he's not even. We didn't even talk about it, but Altidore's not even that old. But
Altidore's still playing in the motherfucking MLS.
But he's not playing well, and he's been a bum. He's been a bum for 4 years now.
Hey,
he returned from Mexico already?
Doesn't he still get paid a couple million here?
I think he's on the Revs. Yes.
You got a name going on, man. Of course, you holding on to that contract for as long as you can.
Yep.
He's going the Efrain Alvarez route.
All right, let's play Lalas incorrigible bullshit.
But give yourself best opportunity to play, and maybe you can go to Milan and it doesn't work out and you can go somewhere. I mean, maybe it can happen, but I think it'd be amazing.
I think that's how Europe
best
works,
form
right?
going in 26.
Landon, you're crazy. Okay. But in this case, you're not. I absolutely agree with what you have said about this opportunity. However, let me play devil's advocate. 2026 is coming. There will be people that will say that the best version of not Landon Donovan, because actually, the reason why I say Landon Donovan, the best version of Christian Pulisic cannot be achieved by consistently, even if he's playing every single week, by consistently playing in Major League Soccer. There will be people that say that ultimately he is quitting on himself and therefore quitting on the team by taking.
Yes,
he would be quitting on himself if he came to MLS now at the height of his powers. Period. End of story.
Well, he goes, I'm playing devil's advocate. Let me go ahead and just preach what makes sense. You know, he's like,
are you really playing devil's advocate?
This is devil's advocate?
I don't think he understands the meaning of devil's advocate.
I don't think he does either. This is a great argument.
Hey, you're crazy. He should have just said, you're crazy, but I like you. That would have been better than saying, you're crazy, but not right now.
No, he shouldn't even said that because I don't know if they like each other. I don't know, honestly.
Man, that's a weird person to bring into the commentary if you got beef between each other.
I don't think they have beef. They were never been best friends.
Oh,
Let's
them two?
put it that way. No, Lalas and LD.
Yeah, them
Landon
two.
Donovan.
Them two. Are those not
finished?
Denton? Denton? Who's Denton?
Them two.
Them two.
Them two.
English major. Come on.
They're not best friends.
That's why I heard you say that, and I was saying them two. Were you talking about them two?
Yeah. Lalas and LD. Yeah.
I don't think. Okay.
What is a Ute?
What is pronounced? What is grammar here?
I think it's
what is
more
punctuation here?
No, it's hard to hear with these fucked up headphones. Are we finishing this, Brett?
We can branch off into some of the things we got here real quick.
All right, let's do it.
We got Simon Evans here, who is for the U.S. sports correspondents, and a bunch of other things, one of which soccer. But he says Landon Donovan saying he wished Christian Pulisic had come to MLS rather than going to AC Milan, so he could guarantee games before the World Cup. That's one view, I guess.
You're not posting it up on the screen.
Oh, what son of a bitch! I'm not sharing. I read it perfectly, flawlessly.
You did read it flawlessly, I'm sure.
Yeah. So here's the guy.
Oh, now you've got just his.
I know. I'm showing you who he is.
Oh, who is he?
Oh my God! Did you not look? When it's up?
Okay.
He's U.S. sports correspondent.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what you should put up on here? Alexis Lalas 9 rankings.
Oh no, that's coming up. Don't worry, we got that.
All right,
we got that the last second here.
Next slide.
Here's somebody everybody knows on Twitter, Michelle
Giannoni,
my best friend.
It's been 2 weeks of Landon nonsense. Enough. Pulisic will absolutely thrive at Milan. Why is he so adamant about him failing in Italy? Because he failed at Bayern Munich. That's why.
He failed everywhere.
And he's living that, right? That nightmare for, I guess, Pulisic, when he doesn't understand that Pulisic is another, maybe we'll never know, but Pulisic seems to be another level higher than Donovan ever reached. Although Donovan was fine at Everton. I'm not saying he wasn't, but he wasn't playing at Dortmund and he wasn't playing at Chelsea. All right. And no Chelsea or Dortmund ever sought out a Landon Donovan. So there you
go. Christian already eclipsed Donovan's club career.
I would agree with that.
Just with that Champions League run.
I don't care how many national team at this point.
Don't care how many fucking goals Landon scored in the fucking major league league. Like,
hold on. Whoa. We don't want to crush all the MLS people out there.
Sorry. Christian Pulisic's club career is already eclipsed Landon's club career.
No, I agree. He has. Yeah. Listen, his first 2 years at Chelsea are enough for me.
Yeah.
What, 12, 11 goals, something like
watch
that?
What he does this season. I think Christian.
Oh, he's going to tear it up.
I think Christian's going to get double-digit goals, and he's going to get close to 10 assists. I think Christian might do 12, 13 goals and 9 assists.
I think was it Lalas or was it somebody on in Soccer We Trust that said that Ferrer was going to be the first American to get 10 and 10 goals, 10 assists.
In what?
Where's Ferrer going to play at? Greece?
That's the thing, right? They're like, I forgot who said it. Like, I truly believe that if he goes,
Jesus is not scoring double-digit goals in Europe. He's 5'7". He's my height.
I know, but that's what we got to deal with. Though, is my point. But we've been saying all this stuff about Donovan. We have two pundits here who said the same thing that we said about Donovan. But I don't see that anybody. I mean, there may be some people in this comment section that are going after him and everything like that. But why is it that only Pete gets points like this?
Oh yeah, this guy then said, "Well, I'm just trolling." Like, you got nothing better to do than post comments like this on Pete's fucking chat, and then go, "Yeah, I'm just trolling."
Derek, I've highlighted one of our listeners right now. Yes, people do have plenty of time to troll the chat.
Well, no, but this is
Diego
dumb.
says, I can confirm that Michelle is my best friend.
But that's not trolling. That's just someone trying to be funny. This, y'all think y'all know more than U.S. men's national team legend. The narcissism is crazy. Like, you're calling somebody a narcissist.
You know how many...
Because they have a different opinion.
Just because you're good at fucking soccer does not mean you're smart and have wide stakes. Like,
no, it does not.
You know those pundits in England, the really good players that back in their day, they say the craziest and goofiest and dumbest shit.
Yeah.
Over there in England, like, being good at soccer does not equal to being a good fucking pundit. It does not. Like, it doesn't.
Or a good thinker, or a clear thinker, or a rational person.
To me, Donovan is overrated. It's overrated.
Well, we're not going to get into his career here,
as a pundit,
but as a pundit, he certainly seems to be not overrated because he's gotten a lot of shit, but he seems to be off his fucking point. Like, he's taking an L here because no one agrees with him.
They need to give him his fucking meds back. You need to go back on that Zoloft or whatever the fuck he's on.
Well, he has that history of mental health, so we'll just chalk that up to maybe he's still dealing with that. We don't know. But I take that shit seriously. But
I'm gonna get canceled. I'm sorry.
No. no. I'm just covering our asses.
Oh yeah. My bad. Those are my comments, but yeah,
if we had to say that about every messed up thing
I don't really refrain. Okay, continue.
Yeah,
no.
We've gone 3 weeks talking about the people who got crushed in the Titan. I mean,
in the sub,
relatively cracking jokes, saying you're nuts for going in there, and I feel like if anything, it's relatively cancelable. It's kind of poking fun at a tragedy there, but
no, I don't think we're poking fun at it. We're just saying that these stupid ass, arrogant ass billionaires who got in that stupid thing did zero research.
Nicer to the billionaires. They're watching.
No. We're going to be nicer now that we know they watch.
Not our billionaires, just the ones that we got. Yeah, that was stupid. By the way, I wish I was here for that. Who the fuck? Yeah. You're right. You're dumb.
Yeah,
billionaires live in a different reality. You know that.
Yeah, I know. It's an arrogant reality, and they didn't do their research, and they got in a killing machine, and they died for it. So there you go. That's what it is, Brett.
Yeah, it turned out. I don't disagree with you. It's a funny way of wording it.
It's a death tube. Would that work better? Death tube.
We're talking about Reggie Loose Cannon.
Yes,
that motherfucker is a loose cannon. That motherfucker is a loose cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, let's get.
I like that.
It.
He's so loose cannon. He should be in Bukkake movies.
Right. Everybody go tweet Reggie Loose Cannon.
I'm not sure if 2 and 2 go together there, Derek.
Just bam, bam, bam. All right, let's see what he has to say. Let's start with 235. This is about him being left off the team.
Reggie, I want to be honest with you, man. I don't watch a ton of the Portuguese league. So tell us a little bit about kind of the level of Primeira Liga. Because if I go back to the World Cup decision, right, you getting left off the team, one of the strongest, parts of your case is that you were not just in Europe, but contributing in Europe. And I would have thought, hey, the level of the Portuguese league would kind of speak for itself. So give us a comparison there between what you're experiencing in Primeira Liga and what you know of the level.
All right,
of
get ready to lube it up because Reggie's going to explode here.
Reggie's Cannon.
Well, I mean, I guess going off of Seb's point here and everything, there are definitely players in bigger leagues that got left off the World Cup team, and some players in bigger leagues that barely eke their way into the World Cup team.
Before you play this video, he wasn't even asked about the MLS, by the way. He just fucking said this for no fucking reason, unprovoked.
Yeah, I like it. I
will say he doesn't have the greatest track record with MLS. He had some strong words about FC Dallas before he left Portugal, if I recall correctly.
I'm surprised he's not blacklisted from the facilities, but yeah.
No. All he said was that he didn't feel like FC Dallas had been supportive enough of the whole anti-racist movement. That's it. That's all. It wasn't that harsh either. He just thought it could have been better. He's not a guy that minces his words.
He pushed the transfer for that. I mean, that's part of it, I guess. But
yeah, but he wanted to go on anyhow. That made it easier.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, it made it easier.
Let me badmouth my team and so I can get out of here quicker, I guess.
Right. Let's see what he says, though.
I'm just gonna come outright and say it. Primera Liga is much more intense and much harder to play in than Major League Soccer, and that's no slight to Major League Soccer. It's obviously grown, it's obviously improved, but there's nothing that'll compare to having a life or death game on the line when you're in the last game of the season. Your fans are surrounding the game, and if you lose, it's 1-1 in the 90th and you get relegated.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation with somebody recently when they're talking about players in Europe, even going to leagues that are on almost like a lateral move from MLS. And I said, every MLS player that made the jump to Europe, the first thing they say is, Derek, we talk about this a lot. What is the first thing they say?
They say it's faster, quicker, the pressure's higher, and you never know if you're going to fucking actually have your starting position the next game based on how you play.
Yeah, and most people that respond to that comment were simply saying, like, well, I mean, anybody's going to say that when they go to a new league and everything like that. I'm like, well, no, I mean, everybody's saying that.
It's not just anybody. Every single fucking person who goes to Belgium, Holland, Germany, France, England, Italy, Spain, they all say the same thing. Higher pressure, higher expectations, better defense, way better defense, except for in Holland, maybe. But much better defense generally. And the players are going to be not necessarily higher quality. In all cases, say Belgium, for most of the league, is not higher quality in MLS. But the top of the Belgian league and that battle between those three teams, that's a battle. That's a fucking, WWF WrestleMania shit. And the bottom, you're battling to survive. And that's fucking pressure. You don't get that in MLS.
It's a doghouse.
Yep.
Nah, he spoke the truth. He spoke the truth, but it was unprovoked. But I'm for it because it fits my agenda. But
he'll never play for this team again based on this interview. But anyhow, we'll get into that later. But
I feel like MLS might actually block a potential interest coming back.
Being
a single entity, you have that ability.
I think he's staying in Europe, but
he's
going to play in Europe actually. But yeah,
do you remember Lee Wynn, right? Former
Lee striker, man, that's my guy.
Yeah, he got offered a generation Adidas contract. He said, "Nah, bro, I'm going to go to PSV and hack it out there." And he battled in Europe for a while, and then he had the chance to come back to MLS. MLS basically said, yeah, I understand that you're playing at PSV for a couple of years there, and you played here and there. We'll offer you league minimum for a contract.
And he said, "Fuck you! I'm going to Vietnam.
I'm going to Vietnam."
Yep, that's what he said.
So, but then he came back, and I don't know if he accepted a league minimum, but he eventually ended up getting a much higher contract, at the very minimum at least. But that's the same concept. I mean, MLS has that ability to being against a single entity with just franchises. Even if FC Dallas wants to bring back Reggie Cannon and MLS is still butthurt by anything that he has said or said in the past, they could simply sit there and screw over a
they could
contract. Yes, the contracts go through them. So,
yeah, the contracts are approved by them.
Yeah.
the teams have the right to sign whoever they want, and they may disregard any of this interview. So he might be fine, but we'll see.
Right. Okay. Are we continuing, or do you have another timestamp?
No, I think play this a little more. He's got
Okay.
a phone call, so we'll just keep going here.
Yep.
That type of intensity won't be replicated because it's so important for a player's growth and development. And you can just see on the players that they have to give everything. It's not just, we didn't make playoffs, we have 3 months off and go on vacation.
Chicago style.
It's real, and it's life or death over there. And as far as the World Cup decision.
Here we go.
I was shocked as anyone else. Was up to every camp for 3 years prior. Under Greg, I had given everything, and I felt I deserved to be on that roster. So it was honestly a very shocking decision. And I understand in the game before against Japan, I tore my groin. 50 in the.
But he kept playing.
But, like that. That's just the type of person I am. I played through it. And the injury played a difficult part into it, and I understand. But that decision really changed me, and I had to work through my mental health, through everything to get back on the right page. But I'm fully confident.
Let's go to 439.
Could have just kept playing through it, Derek.
I know, but let's skip as much as we can here.
Yeah, fair enough. What he's saying though there with the injury and being
playing out of
surprised
position,
I mean, I'm not saying anything against this player because I definitely wanted him in the World Cup, but we had the same issue.
I don't think he would have played much.
Torres.
I don't think he would have played much.
I don't think
he would have been up.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Shaq Moore got to play, so it would make sense more over Cannon. I think Cannon would have played in that situation because, God forbid, you actually play Scally.
I think Greg favored Moore over Scally, but he wouldn't favor Cannon over Scally. That's my opinion.
I mean, there's a reason that Berhalter left him off, Brett, which is, and you're about to hear why, because he basically tells Cannon, "I'm sorry, you can't make this team because you're playing out of position. We're looking for a right back, and you play center back for Boa Vista." That's what he was told, and he said, "Well, that's fucking bullshit."
Reggie's problem is that why didn't Greg tell them that
earlier
in the window, like in the
not that Cannon could have done anything about it. Not like the Boa Vista manager goes, "Oh well, if Greg wants you to play right wing back, I'll play right wing back."
You have enough film. You have enough film and tape of Reggie at right back that it doesn't really matter if he's playing right center back, because what's Greg's excuse going to be when Way is playing out of position at Juve? But he's not going to stop from calling him up. He's going to call him up, even though he's playing out of position. Christian's going to be out of position, but that's not going to stop him from calling him up. I think
exactly.
Weston plays.
It's Gregisms. That's all it is.
Weston plays out of position at Juve. He was getting called up. Weston played right wing back at Juve prior to the World Cup. He played out of position.
So,
but he did not call him up.
Here's the point. The point is, and what he's going to say here is, the reason Greg gave him was horseshit. It was a fucking horseshit, bullshit reason. It was the convenient reason that he doesn't believe it to be true. And he thinks Greg bullshitted him and gave him a bullshit fucking reason for not making the team. Instead of just saying, "I think Shaq Moore is a better right back than you," which is an atrocious thing to think, because Shaq Moore couldn't get starting time at a fucking second division Segunda team in Spain, which is why he went back to MLS. So, and here you got a guy playing at Boa Vista in Portugal, a very highly rated league, not one of the highest, but up there.
I mean, it's top 7.
Yeah, and he can't make the team over Shaq Moore? Fucking seriously? Anyhow, let's let him finish.
Real quickly, was Moore in the Nations League roster?
I don't know, and I don't care. Shaq Moore never should have been on any. He's horrible.
My point being is, I guess, if he wasn't in the Nations League roster, why wouldn't he have been included in the Gold Cup roster? He was included in the World Cup roster literally half a year ago.
Dude, Shaq Moore stinks, bro.
I don't know.
He's bad. I don't know. I don't know what Greg was thinking.
I could do better than him. Not young.
Because Shaq Moore was playing against Chicago. Was Chicago who played him?
Plays for Nashville, don't he?
No, we were playing against Nashville, I think, this weekend.
Oh, and you got cooked?
No, we won.
So that means Nashville got cooked.
Nashville got cooked.
1-0. Oh, I thought you said we got cooked.
Chicago ain't cooking nobody.
Yeah,
hey. We're waiting tie for 9th place.
Hey,
Playoffs coming back to our place.
Stick to them pizzas, my brother. Stick to them pizzas.
All right.
And Portillo's.
All I've said over the years is that this is going to be the year that Chicago makes it.
No, stop.
Back to the playoffs.
All right, yeah.
Back to the playoffs. I'm aiming small, guys. I'm not saying we're going to win anything. I'm just saying we're going to get to the playoffs. But we're going to flame out the first round. That's all.
In fairness to Chicago, y'all got a couple players, man. That Gutierrez kid is nice.
Yeah, well, Chicago won't release Gutierrez for anything, so hopefully they continue to win and
send that man to Europe.
Those guys always have a few good players. It doesn't matter. Go ahead, play this.
Third, yeah.
Me to that moment when you hear from the staff, what's the input you're receiving from them as to why you're not going?
Yeah, and I completely understand coaches' decisions. If you feel another player is better, another player deserves the opportunity.
Exactly.
I completely understand
that. That's totally fine.
Just tell me that I don't understand is the reasoning he told me.
Because he lied.
Greg has always been stand up with me, but I also feel at the same time that he gave me the wrong pieces of information to make that decision.
Could you elaborate on that?
So if it's a positional thing, you're telling me I'm playing out of position and that's why I'm not going to the World Cup. You then, months prior to the decision, you have to come speak with me and speak with my club because I can't control where I play.
Right.
I can't control what position I play. I can only control
because he played him in a back three.
How much intensity I play, all the things I can control.
Yes, that's a great point.
You know what's crazy? Didn't Reggie? So his reason was that Reggie was playing right center back.
Yeah.
Didn't he end up playing right at 3-back anyways at the World Cup?
No, they never did, but they did. Fuck around with
maybe when Moore came in.
They never played 3-back.
It would have been a small infinitesimal moment, but what I'm saying is generally he wasn't. This is first of all, it's Greg is giving him a bullshit reason because Reggie Cannon's played enough right back in his life. It's not like just because he started playing right center back, he's forgotten how to play right back.
It's not like you don't have enough tape of the past 4 years of Reggie as a pro.
All during World qualification and any of the games and friendlies prior to that.
Yes.
He's never, unless they played a 3-back and he played.
They did the chat.
They did once.
Saying against Iran, they played it.
But he's always played right back.
No, but I'm saying against Iran, they played a 3-back.
I don't think they played a 3-back the whole game.
No. But
it was
shifting
right at the end of the game.
Yeah,
yes, when we went into our defensive shell. I don't really call that.
The bus.
But my thing is, regardless, man, it's not even a tactical. There's no way. I'm not saying Cannon's the best right back out there, right? I think Cannon, but he's better than Yedlin and Shaq Moore.
He's better than Moore for sure. Yedlin is a close call, but probably, yeah.
But Yedlin's a glue guy, so he's good for the locker room, and he's a vet, so I give it to him. But Shaq fucking Moore.
How many glue guys do we need in that locker room?
Yeah.
Not that's too many glue guys.
With what's going on in Qatar, you need a lot of fucking glue, bro. You need a fucking gorilla glue in that motherfucker.
Fair enough, yeah.
You need a gorilla glue in that motherfucker.
I don't think Berhalter went in thinking, I better bring in at least 5 or 6 glue guys because this shit's gonna get hairy.
Yeah, you needed duct tape, gorilla glue, cement. You needed Band-Aid. You needed everything in that motherfucker so it wouldn't break. And it's still broke. And it's still fucking broke.
Yeah, all that conflict, all that chafing. You need some KY and some Vaseline.
You need a Christian Rodon in there to fucking play security or something, man.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he can fucking do. He sucks too. Continue.
All right, 640.
At some point in that World Cup, Greg was just looking forward to that symposium. That's all.
640.
640, huh?
Yep. The way it was handled by Greg.
I would not want to watch.
I have no problem. The decision of the World Cup, no problem. It was the way that it was handled. And I talked to a bunch of players. It's hard because not a lot of the national team players reach out. There were 2, which obviously, who I'm very close with. But I was the one who reached out to Pepe, to Mark McKenzie, to Eric Palmer Brown, all of the guys, Zach, to see how they felt. And the first thing they said was, I have no idea why you're not on that roster.
First off, I want to say EPB is an odd one to call unless he's just, you're super tight to him because he was never really, outside of that last window of the qualifiers, he wasn't really an integral part.
EPB had no business being in that World Cup roster.
No,
that is
he
the
didn't.
wrong player to use in your Sack should have been there.
Yep.
Pepe should have been there.
Should have been there.
Who else
Yep.
did he name?
McKenzie.
Mark.
Yeah, get rid of Aaron Long.
I was.
Oh yeah. But you could have replaced Aaron Long with CCV. Anybody.
But there were so many other options you could have gone with.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say that Mark McKenzie head and shoulders should have been on that team. Mark McKenzie should have been in this year's Nations League and Gold Cup, yes, but World Cup, nah. He wasn't.
He dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah, he suddenly got this odd injury.
Mark was. That's a different conversation. Mark was removed last minute in exchange for Walker Zimmerman. So.
No. Well, okay. Well, I'm not going to argue that with you. But the next one, Brett, is 728. Greg coming back.
You're obviously in a bit of a position now because Greg Berhalter's coming back. I mean, your impressions of the rehire.
Yeah, if he deserves the job, then he deserves the job. I can't control that. I can only control how I play. So, best of luck to him. And, I hope, he has a great coaching career. And if I'm called back into the picture, that'd be great. I think there's going to be a lot of things that's going to change with the national team, especially with the group that we have. I think it's, we got a very exciting group of young guys, just as, we've always had. But I think it's going to be really interesting with this group going forward.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's one of those things where he's like, if I get called back in, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, if you're competing at this point because Berhalter clearly sees you as a center back now and not necessarily as a right back, you're competing with a deeper and deeper list at this point than you were at right back.
Yeah, I don't think Reggie Cannon has much of a chance of coming back unless he goes somewhere and just
Reggie Cannon got as good a chance as us, brother.
Yeah, I don't think he's got much of a chance, especially after this interview. But
and just even as a sporting decision, he's behind.
Yes,
Scally, Brian, Tim Weah, if they ever need him to cut, they can just.
Well, let's hope not. But
but I'm saying they can just go 2 right backs, and those 2 right backs are clear because if you need an emergency right back, you got Tim Weah who's gonna play right back at Juve. So that's I don't see a way for this man. You were already at the bottom of the depth chart for right backs. Now you're even like,
I mean, it took Greg about a year to call Scally in, and then he never played him in the World Cup. He played more over him.
Well,
so, I mean, who knows? Maybe Cannon does stand a solid chance when Berhalter.
Scally wasn't 100. To be fair, Scally wasn't 100. To be fair.
Oh, so all of this isn't to say. I just want to be clear because you guys understand this, but. That we're saying Cannon is like some great player. It's not. What we're saying here is that Greg was not altogether 100% truthful about why Cannon didn't make the team, and that's why Cannon has a problem. And other players have had the similar problem with him. Stefan, well, we've gone over that. Brooks, we've gone over that.
Those were sporting decisions, though. For some reason, he felt Sean Johnson was a better third goalkeeper than Zach.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't think Sean Johnson's better than Stefan. No way. What happened is
I know he didn't agree with – 7 wanted to be number 1. Yeah.
Yes.
7 wanted to be number 1. 7 wanted to be
He did. Yeah, and he wasn't going to be happy sitting on the bench.
7 wanted to be 1. He didn't want to be back.
But the Pepe decision was atrocious. I'm sorry.
Well, I think that's the one unjustifiable one.
I love the interview he did. He's like, yeah, when Greg told me I wasn't going to the World Cup, I hung up on him.
Yeah.
They still haven't talked.
I know. It's crazy.
Has he finally reached out to
Gio? I'm talking about today, to present day today. I'm not talking about when he got hired, when Greg got rehired. I'm talking about present day. They still haven't.
They still haven't talked, which is crazy.
Neither has Gio. And my thing is. So Gio travels back to Dortmund this week. He's in New York with his parents, but he travels back to Dortmund this week to go back to training. And then they travel the next week back to the States for training for preseason. and then season starts. I don't know where this Greg and Gio sit down is going to happen or take place, where Gio is going to be on the team in September. I'm not sure that Gio is going to be on the roster in September because I don't know when Em and Greg are going to meet and talk. Because it's not a fucking 2-minute phone call. Hey, buddy, I'm sorry. No, like
he will be on the team.
He will be on the team. I don't know if it'll be September though.
But I do think that they're going to have that sit down, and it ain't going to be with the parents.
I don't know. When are they going to get this sit down? And he back to training, then preseason, then back to Dortmund for a season. Like I don't know if it's gonna. He's gonna have to go. Here's the thing: Greg's gonna have to go out of his way in August to travel to Dortmund, to Germany, to sit down with Gio. The problem is Greg is not gonna go out his way to do this. He wants Gio to initiate the contact. Gio's the same fucking way. He wants Greg to initiate the contact. So when
that's horse shit.
That's how.
I'm sorry, but the adult in the room probably should take.
Is Greg
Greg? But he's not an adult. That's the problem. You see, he mishandles players. He doesn't know how to handle player management. He doesn't know how to. I just don't. Gio's gonna be back on the national team. Just he can't fucking just tarnish his career like that. But even though I've said he won't, he will at the end of the day. Like if they're gonna make a decision, his agent is gonna make. Like he doesn't want to play for Greg, but he's gonna have to. I get it. Yeah. But I'm not sure it's going to be in September. That's going to be too soon. And Greg might not even need him in September. He doesn't even need him in September anyways. So.
Are you talking about the friendlies against the two shitty-ass teams?
Uzbekistan and Omaha. Is it Omaha?
I mean, Oman. Could we pick like two teams out of a rectum worse than that? Seriously. That's
Greg's very childish, man.
So, I've heard. Yes, I have heard.
Guys, so I just don't see this man picking up the phone and telling, "Hey, Gio, I'm flying out to Dortmund to meet up with you. When's a good?" I don't see him doing that.
Really? I think he has to do it.
He has to, but that doesn't mean he will. I got to do a lot of things I don't do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. I mean, listen, but in his position, Reina is the future of this team. Outside of Pulisic, he's the future.
You know what's crazy? I think it starts with the parents, not even Gio. Because his dad has a heavy influence on his career. I think Greg and Claudio are the ones that have to talk first.
That would be a nice start by Greg.
I don't think Claudio is going to let his son meet with Greg without him really being in the mix.
But with all this blackmail talk,
let alone this is why it's very fucking complicated. Greg,
yeah,
it's not just you didn't play my son because you just didn't. No, the shit. If he just didn't play in the World Cup and nothing after the World Cup happened, they would have been fine. Like they would get over like, okay, you didn't play my son, but whatever, we can live with that. Like it sucks, but whatever. But
you were there.
The shit that happened afterwards, that's what's fucked up the relationship.
So I want to just make sure our audience knows, in case they missed it, you were very aware in there during the World Cup when all of this garbage went down.
Yeah.
And can you just give us a general feel for the atmosphere that was dropping down? Give us it in like 2 minutes.
It was weird. It was tension. Like the players knew that Claudio and Danielle and Greg were fighting. Like,
yeah,
they knew that. It felt weird. Like it was just weird. Like I told you guys about how the Thanksgiving dinner, Greg went to every single player's table with their families and hugged and sat down and shook hands and smiled and laughed, and he went out of his way to greet every single player's families at the Thanksgiving dinner besides the Reinas.
Yeah,
it was weird. It was tension. Like if there was any communication between the two, it was fucking bickering. It was talking shit. It was saying this. Greg, it was a bunch of high school. In high school when something happens. And you just go and tell your friends, like, oh, my God, this is going – like, he said this. It was a bunch of he said, she said. Like, Claudio was going to other parents, like, saying, yeah, fuck Greg. Greg was going to other staff members and other parents saying, yeah, Claudio's just acting childish. Like, him and Danielle need to get in line. It was just a bunch of shit. It was just weird. It was awkward. It was awkward for Gio. It was awkward for the players. It was awkward for everyone. It was and this is just a brief summary that I'm giving. Like, I've obviously got in detail about this before, but – it was a weird fucking environment. A lot of tension, a lot of awkwardness, a lot of bad words.
What did Wes's mom think about it?
Well, she was in defense of Claudio, of Gio. She defended Gio. She was all. I mean, the thing with Tina, that's Wes's mom. She's good friends with Danielle. Like they talk weekly basis, so they're really close friends. And so Wes and Gio are also close friends. So Tina was supportive of Danielle, and she didn't agree with what was going on. But at the same time, she was just being a supportive friend of Danielle. Like just
I mean, she didn't know obviously that Mrs. Reyna would go on to do what she did with phone calls.
Tina didn't know about the. I hate to say the word blackmail, but that's what they label them, right?
It's not blackmail.
It's not blackmail. But Tina didn't know about the whole. Hey, if you don't play my son, I'm going to tell them about your incident. Tina didn't know about that at the time. Tina was simply just being a supportive friend to her girlfriend, because she can relate to the media or to coaches, treating their son a certain way, because Wes has had this problem before with just a lot of misunderstanding of who he is as a person and all that. So, like I said, Tina could just relate to Danielle, and so all she did was be a good friend and supported her and supported her son, and she's Team Gio all the way. Tina loves Gio. Gio and Tina, they're good. Like every time they see each other, it's hug, it's kisses, so they're good. But the tension in guitar was crazy.
And you can be a supportive friend and not agree with every action.
Yeah, you can be a supportive friend and not agree with what's going on. Tina didn't know what was really going on besides a bunch of just shit.
Yeah, who could?
She didn't. They didn't really know the fucking severity of it. That didn't come out till afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
They didn't know the severity of what was going on. They just thought it was, they're not getting along because he's not playing their son. That's what most of the parents thought it was. They're fighting because Gio's not playing, but really it was because Danielle and Claudio were fucking telling Greg some fucking wild shit.
They're getting devious. Yeah.
They were getting devious.
I guess one thing to consider here, or unless you guys are going to continue talking about this real quick before I.
Well, I was going to move on to 9:30 and end this, but
real quick on this. If we obviously I'm a one cycle coach for the national team, fanatic. It's always one cycle for me. I haven't had it in a while, but we've seen it where Bradley continued his second cycle, had a poor start to it, failed in like a Gold Cup or something like that, and got the boot for Klinsmann coming in. Klinsmann went his cycle and then got his second cycle, started failing during World Cup qualifier at the very beginning, got shit canned. When Berhalter comes in here for his start of his second cycle, if he were to say, start these upcoming friendlies, teams playing like shit, let's just say, we go to Copa and we flame out in the group stage, will he get shit canned?
No.
You think he's just going to be able to ride it out? Because there's nothing really else to go off of this entire fucking cycle.
Because they did a fake hiring process.
This is the coast of all coast cycles.
Don't even get started on that fucking thing, bro. But you know what? Jesse lost a job because he started opening his mouth saying he had the fucking job. And the USF wasn't really cool about him leaking it. Bro, listen, there was a point. I'm telling you guys, I was putting my fucking home on the line. My chain was on the line. Jesse Marsh was the guy. He was the coach. Then he started running his mouth to everyone in Chicago and everyone around him, friends and family, saying he had the job. It was in the bag. He's the dude. And the Federation didn't like how loud he was being. They didn't like that. So, they went back to Greg.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And it's stupid for Marsh to do that, frankly.
Marsh couldn't keep it in, man. Marsh couldn't keep it in, and it forced the Federation's hand and said, fuck it. We're going to go back to Greg. Greg's still there. Greg's still an option. And they thought it was still a janky fucking process, but still, Jesse was the guy for a while, man. I had my fucking life on that one. But
I think Greg's the only one that went through the absolute 100% psychological tests that were required by these idiots that are hiring for U.S. soccer.
Personally, I wouldn't hire someone with domestic violence past. That was my issue with the hiring.
Yeah, but it's so many years ago, I guess.
It's a bad look.
It is a bad look, but at this point, we're talking about, 40 years? 30 years?
Still beat up his wife.
I know he did. Hey, listen.
I'm all for second chances and people growing and learning from this. I'm all for that. Still beat his wife.
It was that wasn't my reason for not hiring Greg. As
That
Brett
was
said,
that was my reason. Honestly, I get he wasn't. I mean, he's a decent coach. He's not a bad coach. He's not a good coach. He's a decent coach. He's just
we
really,
don't need a decent fucking coach. And we don't need someone who's already done it for 4 years and shown us very little growth. And then we get his little sub-commanders that come in that don't want to play exactly like him. And they go in and play a 4-2-3-1. And they go on and do, like, we're not going to play the system the same way. We're going to play it the same format, but we're going to give the players freedom. And it looks so much fucking better than Greg ever let us play. And that Nations League performances that we just had were the best.
I'm not even looking at the sporting side of this.
I know
I can't, because I'm not even getting that deep into the hiring because I can't get past the domestic violence.
Well,
so for me, it starts and ends at domestic violence. I personally would not hire someone who has a history of domestic violence. Personally, I would not. Yes, after that, if you can fucking somehow turn, if you don't have a moral compass and you can fucking look past domestic violence, then yeah, sure, let's talk about the sporting decision.
I don't think it's a moral compass thing.
I think it's.
Listen. What I'm saying is,
in today's age,
that's true.
In today's fucking age, you're just hiring someone who has a history of domestic violence. It's a moral compass. If you can see past your moral compass and see past that, I want to talk about the reason why he shouldn't be as a coach because of the sporting reason. Then we can do that. But me, it starts and ends at domestic violence. You beat up your wife.
I am not defending domestic violence. I'm just saying it's 30 years gone by.
You beat up your wife, so I can't see past that. You're automatically exiled. You can't be the coach of this federation. We don't stand for that. We have morals.
What he did was atrocious, obviously.
It's a crime. It's domestic violence.
He didn't have to face the consequences. Nobody pressed charges. But yeah, it's not a good look at all, and it's a horrible thing that he did. But there's so many other reasons on top of that.
I just can't look at those reasons because I'm stuck on this one.
Well, like he's a liar. He's a consistent liar. I mean, that fits in with his past.
His character's not the best character. Like,
it's not a good character.
He's not a high character man.
He is not. Correct.
He's not.
And that his incidents in the past with that, and then we've heard other incidents where he slammed his head and punched walls in locker rooms. These former teammates have said he's an idiot. You know, when they played with him on teams, we had that. And then they said he was a dick when they played with him. And then we had even our friend Jimmy Conrad saying, yeah, every time there was a mistake, fucking Greg Berhalter just said it was my fault. Every time there was a mistake on the field. Like, is that the fucking guy, that kind of arrogant fucking prick is who you want coaching your team?
Has Greg ever spoken about the domestic violence? Like, has he ever acknowledged it and taken it?
Yes, he has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he posted his memoir.
Oh, he posted that one tweet, right?
Yeah,
right. And the other problem
is in the press, right?
Between that post and liking Filippo's tweet.
Do we know that was actually Greg though? Never got confirmed, right?
I don't know.
His account.
Well, the other problem with Greg is he thinks he's a fucking Greek philosopher or a philosopher in general. He doesn't know shit. And he hangs out with all these corporate fuckfaces who again, no offense to the billionaire who likes our show, but a lot of them have these weird, they think they're original thoughts. They're not original thoughts. Building learning communities, not a new thought. Building a common mission, vision, values, goals, not a new thought. None of these things. W. Edwards Deming did this with Japanese industry after World War II. He was sent over to all this shit is not new. None of it's new. So quit pretending you're some fucking philosopher, some leadership guru. Fuck that shit. Or as they say in England, guru. They don't say guru. They say guru. Why? I don't know. It sounds horrible. It's a horrible word. I'm a guru. No, you're a guru. Please don't be a guru. That sounds horrible. All right, we're coming to the end of the show.
Whoa!
All right, end it, Brett.
We haven't even talked about the U.S. versus Canada yet.
All right, let's do it.
Wow, like there was just a quarterfinal last night that went to a roller coaster of emotions, brother.
Like the main topic of our actual show.
I mean, is there really that much to talk about in this game? We played like dirt crap. We played pretty mediocre. The whole game was fucking mediocre. The whole team was mediocre.
Julian Gressel needs to go pump balls in NFL.
Julian Gressel shouldn't even have been on the team. Let's be honest.
He's got a cross and a half. They only crossed like 42 crosses in the game and like connected like 14 of them or something like that.
That's because
they only connected that much because Brandon Vasquez came in and saved
exactly. Yes.
Correct.
The number really was they had 29 crosses in the first half. The 29 in the first half. They connected 4 in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you going to connect with a 5'7" motherfucker in the box with all these crosses?
Well, that's why I was texting you, Derek. You've got like I said, 5'7" striker up top against 6'3" center backs, and our game plan is to lob a ball up in the air over our midfield to him.
Yeah,
how's that going to work out?
It didn't work out. It was a waste of time.
It didn't. Brandon should have started the game, and Jesus should have played in the midfield.
Yes,
or even on the wing if he wants to. Because regardless, Jesus shifts around anyway. It don't matter. Just have Jesus on the field with Brandon, both of them together. That's
exactly what I recommended on our last show. I said, please play Vasquez, start him at the top, and play Ferreira underneath him. That makes a whole lot of sense. But enough sense, we didn't play that. We went back to the 4-3-3. We looked like garbage for most of the game. We couldn't actually connect many passes. The players looked like they had taken amphetamines or some sort of fucking drug. It was just like the whole Greg thing all over again. And
That's
I don't know what
a lot of people are equating it to. It's like, hey, we bounced back to Greg Ball just in time.
Yeah, it was Greg Ball. And it's pretty atrocious watch. I think most people watching it were like, I can't believe this, but I'm going to watch it out because we're going to penalty kicks. And we won that because Matt Turner's a fucking genius and a goddamn amazing fucking goalie.
So, So Canadian men's national team universe here says, if we win, this is back in May, by the way, before the Nations League. But if we win the Gold Cup and Nations League this summer, do we attempt to move to UEFA or CONMEBOL?
Oh, what a joke.
At this point, it'd be clear no one in North America is near us.
He's joking. He's got to be joking.
He was dead ass.
Oh, no. We suck again.
He got cooked.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Everybody was pulling that tweet up, man.
Yeah, no. I mean, listen, outside of having like the cornerstones of the Canadian team, and we all know the Davies, all the forwards they have, the guy that plays in Portugal, I think he moved on. Listen, they're just outside of those players, so they got a good core of like 7-8 guys. Eustachio. Outside of that, they're fucking bad. This team they put out there was their B team wasn't better than their C team. Or no, their B team wasn't better than our C team. They're not that good. They're not deep. They're horrible. They got another guy that plays for them that looks like Schaffelberg, looks like Breck Shea. He's their Canadian Breck Shea.
I think he should have started for them, quite frankly. But I mean, coming off the bench late definitely opened up Reynolds in that front.
He scored.
Right.
It was funny because
Brian Reynolds, he was tired.
Oh yeah.
No, he was exhausted.
He was wiped, and then Schaffelberg came out there, man. He just ran him up and down the pitch there. But then who did we replace Reynolds with?
You took a defender out to put an offensive player.
We brought Roldan in.
Yeah.
You know why we brought him in?
Because we had nobody else on the bench.
You know what I didn't understand? Even touching the center backs. I don't know why.
Here's what happened. Here's what I was told. I was told that Miles Robison had a limitation
90 minutes.
Agreement with Atlanta that he couldn't play more than 90 minutes and he would be done after that. So they had to yank him out.
Okay, but why did they yank Jalen Neal?
Yeah, that one's a little weird. I don't know.
I know Jalen Neal made I was vocal about Jalen Neal's mistakes, but Jalen Neal is still your best center back. If Miles Robinson can't play, Jalen Neal is your best center back. Like Miazga just backpedaled with the Canadian player. Like he didn't even fucking try to do anything.
Miles Davis is awesome, by the way.
If peeing your pants is cool, consider me
Miles Davis.
Miazga was just fucking. Motherfucker was running a cone drill with that dude. He just let him fucking get off a shot.
Miles Davis, by the way, if everyone doesn't know who Miles Davis is, he was the cool of the jazziest jazz in the 50s and 60s and 70s. He was the best jazz musician in the world. And listen to an album. Go listen to the album on YouTube called Roundabout Midnight. Okay? Go listen to that. Miles Davis, the coolest of the cool, the smoothest of the smooth trumpet player. Amazing. All right, so we'll wrap that.
I saw on Twitter that because somebody was like talking about they're talking about Stephen last cycle and being included over, or about how everybody was bitching about why Stephen wasn't playing over Turner last cycle during the qualifiers and stuff like that. I go, I don't know what you're talking about.
Stephen played majority of the cycle.
It was Turner's job until he lost it.
That's why Stephen was mad at Greg, because he was the guy for most of the cycle, and then towards then he got dropped.
It was like half and half, quite frankly. It seemed like it was half and half. Like, I mean, Turner was going on, like he'd have a couple games where he would be like absolutely stellar.
Turner was there for years. He was there for 2019, 2020, 2021, and then half of 2022. Right?
It was mostly Stephen for a while,
because Turner didn't come into the picture until Gold Cup last cycle.
That's crazy.
But yeah, man of the match, saved like 3 PKs.
Yeah.
He saved 2. They missed 1.
2. They missed the other one.
The other one hit the bar.
Well, they missed the last one, yes, but there were 3 misses at the very beginning, and then they scored 1, and then they hit the bar.
Yeah, that's when I nicked my balls. While shaving them. Before we go, all right, I just want to say this, because we never got to it, right? Because again, we saw not only Lalas giving Landon Donovan a pass on his stupid take, but then we had Lalas picking Ferreira as his second best overall striker in the pool over Pepe, which is absolutely insane. Okay. Even over Vasquez at this point, Vasquez is insane to me. And Kurt Vonnegut, Indianapolis's own Kurt Vonnegut, once said the following thing. He said, "We are what we pretend to be, so we must be careful about what we pretend to be." And at this point, Lalas is becoming, and has been, because he's pretended so much to be something that is on the edge or whatever he thinks he is. He's become a buffoon. And he needs to know that. He's become a buffoon.
That's crazy. You know what? What's crazy? That Brandon Vasquez's 2 goals are more meaningful than Jesus' 6 goals.
Yes, 3.
Absolutely.
He has 3 goals.
He has 2 meaningful. The 2 of them were two of them saved their ass.
So I did the math. So of the 7 goals that Ferrer has scored in 356 minutes, he has 1 goal every 51 minutes. Not bad. Yep. Vasquez has 1 goal for every 32 minutes played.
32.
But Brandon's goals were more meaningful.
They were not only more meaningful, but there are more of them per minute.
He's played 32 minutes against Canada, 20 minutes against TNT, 34 against St. Kitts, and then 8 minutes against Jamaica.
He scored in that 8 minutes against Jamaica, and he saved the U.S. from Canada. He got USA to the Canada to overtime.
Of course, he had the blunder. He had the blunder of a PK at the end. That sucks. But
I was defending Jesus during those Caribbean games against St. Nevis and Trinidad. And I was like, listen, he's being chosen to play, and he's scoring in games. I can't really discriminate against that. But then I was putting my neck on the line for him yesterday, and he just didn't score once again, and he played really bad at the 9. And now I'm just back to reality. We're like, man, of course you score against lower opposition. Anyone would score against lower opposition. Brandon Vasquez would probably have a hat trick too if he started those 2 games.
That's what we were saying.
Yeah.
And so it just, I like Jesus.
No, he's a great guy. He is an amazing kid.
He's not a number 9. He doesn't score against fucking. If you're just a relevant team with decent players, man, Jesus is not going to score on you, and that's the reality of it. The numbers show it. The game shows it. Everything shows it.
But you know what he could be for this team when Vasquez starts at center forward? He could play the 10.
He could play the wing.
He could play the wing. You don't have to get rid of him in this tournament.
No. But
yeah. I know you agree. I know you agree.
But playing on the C team or Suze really isn't the fucking goal, right?
Right.
So that's like whatever to him. Like he wants to play on the A team, but there's no path for Jesus to the A team. As a number 9, you're out of there, bro. As a number 10, you're not better than Gio. You're not better than Taylor. You're not better than Malik. You're not better than Brendan. You might be better than Jordy Mahalovic. He's not that good, but 5th. Well, you can maybe be a winger. You want to play left wing.
Great game against Canada.
You might want to. Maybe Jesus can make it on the A team as a left winger because Zendejas hasn't been that good.
So you're bringing up a point here that Max brought up that you actually responded to. Max does say, if anything, Jesus Ferreira has shown that he has U.S. men's national team A team
future.
I know he didn't score a hat trick, but the second half played multiple positions and roles, did it with intensity. End of extra time, he took 3 corners in a row that went to the exact same spot near post. Get used to him. But you know who else is a striker that has the ability to play multiple positions? Josh Sargent. He plays it at a higher level.
You know what? I also wanted to say to this tweet, and that one blew up. But I also want to say to this tweet, actually all of the U.S. 18 players on the offensive side can play multiple positions. Weston, Musa, Luka, Johnny, they can all play 6 or 8. Brendan can play 10. Brendan can play wing.
Pulisic same way.
Pulisic can play 10. Pulisic can play wing. Weah can play right back, right wing. Gio can play centrally or out wide. Taylor can play centrally or out wide. Tillman can play centrally or out wide. Literally every single offensive 18 player can play multiple positions on the first team. Scally can play on either side. Like that, using that as a point to prop Jesus to the 18 doesn't work because most of our 18 players can play multiple positions. That's a given when you're that good. You can play other positions. But Jesus, just because Jesus can play at the 10 and the 9, Jesus cannot play multiple positions. I'm sorry. Jesus can't play number 9 with the 18. He cannot. I'm sorry, he can't.
No.
And he was number 3 prior to this game. He's back to, I think he's 5 to me.
I think he's below Sargent.
I think he's below Sargent to me now. He's below Vasquez to me now too, man. If you put Brandon Vasquez with the 18, let's say Balo and Pepe can't get called up or they got hurt, man, I'll take Brandon Vasquez with this 18. He would probably be really fucking good.
But the problem is that we're on a major channel, Fox, and we're watching this, and we got to listen to fucking Alexi Lalas say, "Oh, I've been swept up in the moment," is what he said. And so I'm going to pick him as my number 2. Like, he's already saying, yeah, this is a stupid thing I'm doing because I'm being swept up in the moment. I mean, are we supposed to then take this list for real from him? Because, listen, here's another guy. I mentioned Vonnegut before. How about Mark Twain? Mark Twain said, impersonators, i.e. Lalas, get carried away with impersonations to become what they impersonate, and therefore to live in a world of illusions. Disneyland. Disneyland.
I'm gonna be honest. If we put Weston or Gio at false 9 against St. Neves, they would probably also get a hat trick.
Yes.
Like Weston scored a hat trick against Cuba. Like I think anyone against St. Neves would have got a hat trick. I'm gonna be honest.
So my parents are watching this show. My brother's watching this show, and they're thinking, "Oh, Jesus Ferreira is our second best center back. Oh my God, we must really be in trouble. We cannot continue to deliver this kind of horseshit to these aren't fanatic fans. My brother and my parents are an example of the average fan. They love it. They watch it, but they don't know all the players' names. They don't know all their circumstances. They don't know what clubs they play for. But we got this fucking actor, this impersonator named Alexi Lalas on the fucking Fox channel, delivering this to people who don't know soccer that well or are not as wrapped it up into it as all of us are here. They don't know that Jesus Ferreira isn't second. They're thinking, wow, Ferreira second? We must suck. No, Jesus Ferreira needs to be down there in number 5 or even off the list altogether. But we don't get that from these fucking schmucks covering the goddamn show. What we get is a bunch of jackassery bullshit for the average fan who isn't a strident fan, and this is the information they're delivered on this show. And that's why this show sucks, and why Fox sucks, and why Lalas sucks. We're not getting the real deal from any of these people, and this whole coverage of this whole tournament has been an absolute fucking farce. It's been a joke, and they should be ashamed of themselves. They fucking stroke goddamn Ferreira's cock for fucking 30 minutes on the pregame show. I mean, you got Ferreira come all over the goddamn set. This was despicable coverage, and they need to fix this. And if they don't fix it, I'm going to keep coming after them and fucking them right up their rectum like they deserve to be.
Derek,
Fuck this shit.
How many times in the pregame and how many times during the game did you hear about Ferreira's 2 hat tricks?
Oh, fucking all the time. John Strong mentioned it so many times, I think he came in his fucking pants. I swear to God. This is the worst coverage I have ever seen of a Gold Cup in my whole fucking life. And on top of Landon Donovan's stupidity, Lalas' cocksuckery, and fucking John Strom stroking his cock in his own drawers on fucking Jesus Ferreira. This has to be the worst coverage. And Stu fucking Holden being a complete idiot you don't want to listen to because the sound of his voice makes you want to fucking stick an ice pick in your skull. Yes, it was bad. This has been horrible coverage, and it needs to change, Fox. It needs to change.
On that note, that is all we have tonight.
That is all we have tonight.
Thank you for coming to Derek's rant. That's it for tonight. Get home safe.
Diego, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I'm glad I got to get that all out of my system before the show ended. But thank you for coming.
I wasn't going to interrupt you. You were talking about cum shots and back shots, and I just said, "Fuck, all right."
Diego, I don't know if you noticed, because as he started winding down, I just slipped in there that, hey, how many times did we hear about the double hat trick? And bam, another 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Brett has this unique ability to set me off, and he did tonight. So, yeah, I had to get all of that out because I am very irritated by Fox. Their coverage is just junk. So, hey, but baby, we love you, Diego. We love you, and we're gonna have you back on as well whenever the fuck you want to come on, and it makes sense because there's news, there's information.
Man, I hadn't been on in a while, man.
I know we don't see.
We had a lot. Hey. It went. The live chat was at like 300 at some point. The people came to watch.
They did come.
Yeah, we were up
They
there,
came
man.
to watch. Yeah, they
300.
did.
The people came to watch. They wanted to see what was going on, man.
No, I agree.
It was a good episode. It was interesting. It's an interesting time. It's a weird time for the national. It's a lot of shit's going on right now. Transfers, the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
So it's always something new with this team, man. There's always something fucking going on. It keeps you fucking legs on your heels for sure. It's pretty interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But
all right. Well, you know we love you, so stay
y'all.
well, keep doing what you're doing, champagne, all that shit, baby. And until the next time on the Straight Red Card, make sure you know to tune in, subscribe.
Love to
subscribe.
Like and subscribe. By the way, if anyone wants to bet me, send me a DM. Panama's beating the USA on Wednesday. I've seen enough. This team's not that good. This team is not good. I'm sorry. They're not good.
Wow.
Yeah, your history of betting only gives me confidence that we're going to win.
I won in Nations League. I have Mexico and Canada, so I'm a little hot right now when it comes to USA.
Yeah.
All right.
Listen.
All right.
Listen, they should have.
There are officially no Leeds players on this team, so you're
Go ahead and send me a DM. If y'all think I'm smoking that good stuff, send me a DM.
Oh, I know you are smoking that good stuff.
I am pretty high. That's why I'm like following this. I'm pretty high as well.
I took a break off that stuff, by the way.
A lot of people were wondering what was my emoji about that riled up the timeline, because I tweeted one emoji before the show and people went fucking crazy and wondering what's about. I tweeted that emoji because I accidentally ate too much of my edible.
Oh,
that's what the news is about.
That's the problem with edibles, baby.
I ate too much of the edible.
That's why you smoke.
And when I realized that I ate too much of the edible, that's why I tweeted the face that I have like 50 replies on there asking me what it is. Like, what am I thinking? What am I? And you can probably pull up the tweet.
I'm pulling what I think is the tweet you're referring to. This one right here.
Yeah. What is it?
It's a little
yes. Now look at the replies. Look at it. Go scroll down to replies. Keep going down. Just go down. Just go down, and then look at the look.
Hayden Clark news.
And then look at go to quote, and you can go to the quotes too. Like there's like probably like there's quotes as well.
I like it. She's bragging for something
like
else. Yeah.
Listen, no news. I accidentally ate too much of the edible, and I realized that I ate too much of the edible, and I realized I had to come on here. So I've been trying to hold it together.
You did a great job. You did a great job, Dan, of holding that shit together. Because I've been where you've been, where you're like too high to be on a show, but you held it together anyhow. So well done. We love you. And I just want to say before we check out, listen, get to know your stepsister before you fuck her. All right? Until the next time on Straight Red Card. Good night.
But she's a trap. She's an unsung novel. Turn a lap and get your whole world dazzled on the line. Or a phone call with or without wine.
That hurt.
I'm tuned in like crazy, and I'm pretending like I know what they're doing, and I'm
the articulate and intelligent.
Greg's a bitch. That's all.
I find them